man, like I said, the bigger we get, we got more people coming at us. People are going to try to do bad things to us no matter what because they don't want us to succeed.
Is we grew up so fast that we got so much attention, and you're not allowed to, in the corrupted market, you're not allowed to go fast. You're not allowed to pop out of nowhere and help people change their life. You're not allowed to.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous, wonderful day, and that you are ready to talk about our favorite scam Onpassive. We have Jelly Snack here. Devil's Advocate is here. Good to see you. We have Next Level. Who can feel it coming? Yeah. We have Mark B here. Alves is in it to scam it. He's in it to scam it. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. Are the scariest words in the English language. Yes, if that's how friends treat you, who needs enemies? The dude in the blue, he's jamming. He loves it. He's just jamming, right? Violet is here. I've been a sayer of nay for 1.5 years. Life has never been better. Stock footage party. That's right. It is a lot of stock footage. Hello, the recovering Hunbot. Good to see you. So, there's been a lot of copyright strikes going around. right now because of Onpassive. So just be wary that Ash has finally figured out how to copyright people, do a strike. He has strict down my video. We already kind of talked about this, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So that's where we're at with that. Today, what I've done is I have gotten the notes from the lovely 5-hour webinar, and they are funny, by the way. I think they're great. And I have also compiled some things that I think you need to hear Ash say for himself. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We are talking about the webinar that was at the end of February, beginning of March here. I believe it was on the 1st of March. The Ron webinar that Ash was at. So let's just get right into the notes because they're a lot of fun, I find. The notes are done by Janet Butler. She does all of their notes. So every time that they do a webinar, corporate webinar, anytime Ash comes on to talk, especially, Janet here likes to get the notes together. And so she did the 5 hours in several pages, and I gotta give it to her. It's great fun to read through, and I want you to remember what we say in the notes and then versus what you're going to hear Ash say. Let's compare it just for fun. Staccato is here. Will Media Soup copyright strike Connect? That's a good question. They could. Crafting with Sandra, good to see you. Is Ron just not the very worst name for a show ever? Ron? It sounds like something Negs would have come up with. Wrong is how I pronounce it and picture it. So, she put these notes together on the 2nd. Yes, it was on the 1st. I was right. Just, validate myself there. And as you can see, it's just what Ash said. So let's just get right into it. Ash Mufareh comes on and speaks, and he says, I am Ash Mufareh, and I am soon gonna change your life sooner than you think. As you can see, we're already off to a great start. We are crushing records on this show tonight. I have about 30 questions to address tonight, which you could argue if he addressed them or not. I think I gave a glimpse on Onpassive 360 yesterday and spoke about how unplanned items that get in your spoke but can often end up turning out better than we hoped for. And I know you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Same. I always say it's good to be here, but truthfully, sometimes it was not a good place I was in. But tonight, I am truly happy to be here. Thank God he's, don't want him to be too depressed today. Tonight, we are going to talk about solutions, possibilities, and good leaders talk about hope. Take his word for it. Leaders know challenges come, and so they scale and evolve the level of business. I think most of you guys know where this is going. We all know this is turning into something a lot bigger, and it's becoming more and more clear. I have a big secret to share with you tonight, and we have stayed very optimistic along the journey, but even before many challenges became known. We had already seen the signs in early stages, and parallel with that, this was going bigger than ever, and we had to up our game periodically and rapidly. I haven't changed a thing, by the way. This is exactly how Janet put it. When we first began, we did only private webinars with our founders, and we had to end that because we were not an intimate group anymore. And at this point, I thought maybe he'd be honest and tell them because it was a scam and I didn't pay those people either, and they eventually got mad and left, but He goes on to say, I personally took this as my life. And one statement will make you understand about this business and my character is literally hardcore. Do it or die. Yep, that sums up everything, I guess. More than you think, my existence is just for this journey. If I am not able to take it to a proper delivery to the public, it destroys me personally. Personally. Yes, do it or die. And it's like, well, they're not doing it, so you know. Recovering Hunbot says, everything, just stick a damn O in front of it and ta-da! Branded. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
There you go. I got you. So yeah, I found it off to a funny start. And of course, as we're going through this, I know I just read it in less than 5 minutes here, this first page. But remember, that would have probably taken him a good hour to get through all of this. Just think of 5-minute pauses in between each sentences. You know? Because that's how it would have been said. So he goes on to say, you may think it's one person or a few successful people, but you are wrong. It's me. Literally, do it or die. And when the responsibility became even bigger, and by my motivation from you and other projects, I decided to make sure I had a backup plan and made sure even if I died, it would not affect you. And I'm like, well, what about if it gets shut down by the SEC in the USA for being a scam? It's just, wondering. Without time and details, I think you have the idea. And I will help you piece up together. I don't know what that means, but he's going to help us all piece up together. A few crooks joined us back in the day. Oh, yeah. He's blaming it on the few crooks that joined back in the day. And literally invested to campaign and work to destroy me and put me in jail. Guys, what are you doing? Why are you doing that to Ash? You guys out here campaigning, trying to throw him in jail? How dare you? Alb says, is there a time limit on this do or die thing? Can we see if we can get that asked in the next corporate webinar? Yeah, how long do we have to do before we die? What do we have to do before we just chalk it up and be like, fuck it, we're done, we're dead? I mean, founders have been expiring left and right, so true. I'm just thinking if there's an expiration date on Ash. Oh, I feel like we'll hit that before we hit a product release. So, there's that. There's that. But apparently, a bunch of people from the beginning of his time in Onpassive here got together to campaign to destroy him and put him in jail, including people that I helped in many aspects. And I let them get close to me, and they did that. I had to revamp the whole structure. Excuse me. So, you guys might remember his whole thing has always been, well, at least for the past couple of years, has been when he started this, he didn't realize how big it was going to be. He didn't think that many people would want to sign up, and he didn't scale it right, as he calls it. He says, I didn't scale it properly. That's how he puts it, right? And because of that, we're now facing these problems today with merchants and et cetera, et cetera. Never mind that it's been 5 years, He just likes to kind of connect those things together and claim that that's why nothing's done today. At the very beginning, it was all way too much, way more than he had planned. And it was overwhelming, too overwhelming for him. But the last few times that he's spoken, he's added in this wonderful conspiracy theory to say that there's a whole bunch of people that are taking him down. And I've been sitting here wondering, who are these people? Where did they come from? How did he find them? How did he get this hate group, you know? And now we know. Allegedly, it was people from the very beginning of this that got together and they said, we're going to end this man and his business. We don't want Onpassive to take off and be successful. A few crooks joined us. Marty, Chris, Ellis, Robin, Comfort, Red, Andy, Collins. Yeah, you got some crooks. I'm Sherry Forney, by the way. Hello, Sherry. So now we know. Now we at least know where this hate club formed, right? At the very beginning of Onpassive, the people that left, they were like, we're going to take this asshole down. That's it. He's not going to be, we're going to put him in jail. Okay? He's going to jail. Goes on to say, we are not fully corruption free. Like, no shit. We knew that. But we got better and smarter to not reveal all the cards. Interesting. You admit that. Then a little corruption among staff, stealing code and money. Building their own off your back, and we had a major challenge clearing all that out. Yes, you guys stole the open source code and the fucking Google plugins. How dare you do that? How dare you? The open source code? Who's stealing it? Making their own products out of it. Don't you know you're going to give Ash here a heart attack? A mentality I seem to be, in their eyes, is a kind and nice guy. And they took advantage of it. That was a very weird way for him to say, they saw me as really kind and giving and nice and took advantage of me. A mentality I seem to be in their eyes. As in, like, they see me as. I love how he words things. It's like, even when this man talks, he even makes talking more complicated than he has to. Okay? It's like, Ash could say something in like 5 words, and he's like, why would I say it in 5 words? I could say it in 25 words instead, and say it in a roundabout way that makes no sense. Go on a full circle before we get to the point. Why would I just say it? Why do that? I love it. I love it. It's us. He's talking about us. Violet said, who are these wonderful people? I want to buy them a coffee. Me too, actually. We all need to go out. So there's that. Then he said, let's suck his blood, people that I changed their life. And the let's suck his blood is in quotes. So he's basically saying, he's just a really sweet, giving guy. And there were these people that got together at the beginning of this thing, and they were stealing his open source code, stealing his Google plugins, you know, and stealing all of his money. They took his money. It wasn't his wife to go into the spa, okay? They stole it from him, and then they paid for his wife to go to the spa, you see? And then they said, let's suck his blood. We're going to suck his blood dry. Like they're vampires, you know? And then he says, people that I changed their life. Because, you know, he was so great to these people, and they're just out here. We're just going to suck his blood. So he says, we were creating enemies too fast because of so much attention and traffic around this journey. It created the mentality, let's take our slice, not caring whether this would last. So as you can see, here's where he's setting up this whole, like, if you want your money right now, you want your slice now, that must be because you don't care about the big picture of this thing. Right? I do believe that he was shocked that this thing went so far. Yes, I feel like that's the real reason, right? He didn't plan anything. There was no business plan. He just kind of came online And then all of a sudden it snowballed into what it is today. And I don't think he ever thought that he would ever have to pay people out. And that's why there was no merchant, got in way over his head. And then he's just been backtracking the whole time. I thought all the employees were the best in the world and were giving themselves over to Onpassive 24/7 because they believed in it so much. Now all of a sudden they're all trying to topple Ash. I know. They're all stealing his open source code, Google plugins, trying to steal the money he stole. How dare you? That's his money he stole. And this is great. It's beautiful. Beautiful imagery. It really is. So, it just kept getting uglier and uglier. Many evil monsters among us. We found them everywhere. Now we're in a fantasy book. I would die every day if needed to fulfill this dream. And that meant getting smarter and smarter and don't trust. Now he's jaded, Ash. Even with the little bit they knew and that you knew, imagine if I unveiled. I would have been resting in peace a long time ago. I had to be smarter and careful and not allow anyone we knew to get in the game. I thought that if we are doing something nice, we would attract those that wanted to be nice as well. But instead, we got some with a pull their eyes out mentality. And I'm kind of over here like, Janet, that's what you thought that we needed notes on? Out of the 5 hours of this man talking, this is what you went with? Joking aside, Ash is totally spineless and pretty pathetic, always blaming others. What a crybaby CEO. Right? It's like he puts it out there into the world that he wasn't prepared for this business. And it's like, that would almost make more sense. But then that involves him having to admit that it's him. He's the problem. He's the one that didn't plan it. And then he's the one that didn't execute a thing fucking legally or properly, It's like, he can't just say to these people, I'm really sorry I fucked this up. I'm in way over my head. This business got away from me. Now I'm trying to reel it in. I don't have your guys' money, but I'm doing everything that I can to try and come up with it. Like, just say something, other than just passing off the blame and then just giving extensions. So that might have been one of their best products, oh enemy. We came with our own intelligence. Who made this? ChatGPT or Claude 3? Pull their eyes out mentality kind of kills me a little bit. Because have you ever seen how Ali comes and talks to me in this chat? I'd consider that to be some pull their eyes out mentality. He says, you are the one who is a scam. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, Ali. Like, what does that mean? I'm a real person. I can't be a scam. Anyway. Ash goes on to say, the biggest value was those challenges, and if they didn't happen, I would have been less trained. So now he's grateful for it all. Right? Now we've reached a point where now he's like, oh, these struggles, they made me stronger. I love them. I learned important things. Better what we have, the little they know, and you know. And that's supposed to make sense to you. Better what we have, the little they know, and you know. Yeah, you got that? You got that one? All right. Next one is, do not trust and do it in more cautious way. And that's it. Those are the only important things he learned, I guess. He goes on to say, I am thankful and grateful for it all. I have no secret about the past. and can have a coffee one day and tell stories. I am not here to destroy them, as I have no benefit in that. The focus is on the dream. 2 types of work. And I know it's very confusing, but this is how he said it. 2 types of work. Busy work on hamster wheel, you don't go anywhere, which some of you might argue that's what Onpassive's been doing for like 5 years, right? And then the other kind of work, right? That's one kind. The second kind is productive works, and I have learned to stay focused on that and get me closer to where we are going. So there's busy work on a hamster wheel where you don't go anywhere, and then there's productive works that teaches Ash how to stay focused. You know, that makes lots of sense, right? He says you can apply this mentality on different components on the business. And I'm like, I would love to, Ash, except everything you're saying in this is like the start of a thought. And then you just start talking about something else. Like, you never bring it home and explain to me how it is I'd be able to use either of those things as my own mentality, you know? But it's okay, because he's going to explain it to us. He says, I lived in Silicon Valley, California, and it's like India. Food and everything. I don't think the people at Silicon Valley would be happy to hear that, but anyway. Vast majority are from India, so bring them or go there. I am not from India. We have been working around the clock with people and software and equipment, and I never quit focusing on the target, and thankfully, I decided to have backups. India is an amazing, incredible culture, and so much potential, but just like every case, there are some bad apples, and because of the disadvantage that I am 12,000 miles away, I was a good target for the corruption to happen. And it was a battle untangling all of that. So what did Silicon Valley have to do with any of that? Nothing. He just wanted to let us know that he grew up there and it reminded him of India, which he's not from. But the Indian people are pretty cool, he says. I started long ago working on a backup plan, and with some dissatisfaction, I don't know, I don't like that word, on the products, it became secondary to do the products and dishonestly breed, and some kept away from me. And I had to take drastic action, and some individuals are my heroes and have been with me 5 years. And it makes lots of sense. You know, what do you have against massive? Can someone summarize the summary? Right? All right. So his backup plan to go to India has been going for 5 years, he says. It is naive for people to think they can get away with it forever. The truth will always emerge. You may not even know. It just comes out. And I am glad I had backups and was wise enough to not mix up the good guys with the bad guys. And we owe them to our death. They are our heroes. Onpassive ecosystem is the first phase, and so regardless of that chaotic work environment, which is not for everyone, and sometimes you can't reveal, you know, and you must play dead and let them move forward until you gather all evidence. Example, because we definitely needed one to understand what the fuck he's talking about. You are going 80 kilometers, miles per hour. Sorry, I forgot. The US doesn't use the metric system. That's right. You are going 80 miles per hour on 195, and you must fix the tire while moving. And many on the team were just burning the clock to get paid. So here is when he starts to throw some shade on his tech team that, again, as you guys said, were working around the clock 24/7, doing everything that they could because they believed in this so much and they loved him and they wanted to help him so badly. But now he's saying, no, a bunch of those assholes that were working in the tech place that were supposed to help me with these products, they either stole the products from me, all right? They stole my open source code and my Google plugins, or they just came into work and sat around and didn't do anything just to burn the clock out and get paid hourly. Even though I didn't let them go home to sleep or eat or anything. But they still just sat around and burned the clock. And it's like, okay, now you're really grasping at straws to look for other people to blame, Ash. At the end of the day, even if it was his tech's fault, he's the one that hired them. Again, it all goes back to him. He goes on to say, we also had to deal with worst case scenario. They could destroy you and never deliver. And we did not want to hold up progress with the other steps. So we had to do that secretly. We went ahead to work on phase 2 and 3 while we repaired number 1 in case it was delayed further or not up to my standards. I just want to let you all know that they tell people to come and read these notes to understand what's going on in the company. Good luck doing that if you're an O founder out there. I have built more than more than one O Connect. I mean, we're on number 10 version, so might as well be 10. I have built more than one O Connect, and we could live with it, but what's about to come out is superior video conferencing system with many additional features. I have been working on virtual backgrounds for over 2 years. 2 years of them working on virtual backgrounds, and they still haven't mastered it yet. Image and video, a business on their own. Many businesses doing only that. For us, it's only one little component. And I'm like, yeah, and you can't even get that part done. So you want to maybe shut up, humble yourself a little bit before you start throwing shade at everyone else? For language translation, we all know that Dr. Ayman Rashid is going to have to build it from scratch. We've already heard it. Ash, you can take down that call you want. It will always be on BitChute. You can take it off YouTube. There's always a copy of my videos on BitChute. Every single one gets automatically uploaded when it uploads here. So that one's still out there. Not only that, but everyone already heard it. We already heard the text say, the Google plugins are not translating quicker than Google translates. Oh my God, that makes no sense. Oh, what do we do? And then literally tells Dr. Ayman Rashid, he says, I'm going to have to build this whole thing from scratch, huh? You don't got anything done, huh? And they said, no, sorry. You're going to have to build it all from scratch. So I don't know why you're pretending you have this translation app, but playing pretend is a fun game, except when you're playing it with other people's money. Oh Lord, this man is a cretin, right? Why would you release one of the shittiest ones if you could have released the best version? I know, Violet. It makes no sense. Nothing here makes sense. That's what I mean, though. I'm like, could you imagine being him, though, and making these decisions? Like, you're given the choice to make 2 decisions. One of them's a good decision. One of them sucks. And no matter what, this man always picks the one that sucks. It's like you have 2 versions of O Connect. Why would you release the crappier one? Like, why? What does that do? What's the point in even having it? Why are we taking text away from the project to go make a second one that doesn't work as good as the other one? I don't know. I don't know, but it's all a done deal. Okay? It's a done deal. They promise. They promise virtual backgrounds like a green screen. That's what you would think, but they want to make it so you can put video backgrounds behind you. So kind of like a green screen, but with videos. They think that nobody does video backgrounds behind them. For some reason, they say that they're the first company to ever allow that. You know? Could they at least have made him sound coherent in the summary? I mean, it's kind of how he sounds in real life. I guess they did their best, you know? Onpassive's AI knows what everyone will say days in advance. It knows what you'll say before you do. It can translate so quickly. But it's just like, we know what's really going on, but just for the hell of it, let's hear what he has to say about it, you know? So he says, for language translation, for what we are looking to achieve at our level, you have to start from scratch and work on your own. And I'm like, thank you for that. We have a deeper ambition and striving for a higher level. Our challenge was to achieve this at a lower cost and fewer staff. Not impossible, so we worked on many directions and probabilities and worked on many that we announced and unannounced. Because you can unannounce something, apparently. I decided to build different teams and found that sometimes our backup plan worked faster than the original. Okay? O-Connect is about to be released, and it will drop your jaw, and make no mistake, it's a bolder work strategy. The Onpassive will change your life, but our other phases will definitely change your life. Phase 1 will thrill you, but fortunately, phase 2 and 3, Onpassive Group will revolutionize many sectors and industries. They're coming for the sector. You better warn Ethan Ralph. The Onpassive, got so much heat from many of the haters. But if you can read body language and intentionally, you can tell where we are headed. Maybe the word generous is way to describe what we do. And I'm like, yeah, generous is the word that we need to describe you, Ash. If you're so generous, you haven't even paid one person 1 cent of their commissions yet. Just pure generosity. Founding member closed on June 22nd, 2022. Remember, they cannot sign up anyone anymore. O-Connect, we decided not to take any more new customers until the new one came out. Yeah, you haven't taken any customers since June 22nd of 2022. You do not have to be a genius to discover we are giving more than we are taking. And I'm like, wow, I must not be a genius because I don't see how. I don't see it. I don't see it. Hello, Scam Chad. Good to see you. Being cheap turns out to be expensive. Honest Critic wants people to demand commissions be paid to the Zero Team founders. Yeah. Yeah. Ash has totally reached Lolcow CEO level. We like /love, which it's interesting when they put like slash things. It's because you can just picture Ash just going, we like, love. To give more. It's our character. And that applies on the pay structure. I thought for sure there is a better way. I do commerce with God. You heard that right. He said, I do commerce with God. And I am believer, a strong believer. He's also a believer. I had to. Baby, baby, baby. Oh, it is necessary to play by the book and follow the laws. And I'm like, congratulations, Ash. You just came to that conclusion today. I wanted to build a new revolution. Onpassive is a so done deal. Onpassive is a so done deal. Like, you don't even know how totally so done deal it is. This is the biggest deal that is done, okay? It's done. Dead, rip, gone, done deal. And I am at the luxury, and I will be able to pick the best of the best. And it's the only internet you will need, and the only safe one. Yep, the only safe internet Onpassive. Excuse the delay, but we are soon beyond that. I am glad it went this way. We became better and efficient. I know some are skeptical because they don't have all details. And you could be lost and confused. But we could not give all details. I understand that. You are human. We love you here. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. Moving forward, I guarantee I will change the world, and the ecosystem is being wrapped up, and it's a good start. Vote for me as president today! It's starting to sound like a presidential speech. So chillax, man. Like, calm down, bruh. It's a done deal, man. You just gotta, like, chillax and shit. What you giving me a hard time for about this Onpassive payment? Shit, dude. All right, I get nobody's got to say it, man. Just chillax, come down. Hello, Machenda. Good to see you. Queen has stopped welcoming me because she's fed up by my profile picture of the gut. I'll never change it. What are you I just technically gave you a shout out a minute ago. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? These really are the ramblings of a madman in a straitjacket, but it does require other madmen to believe this, right? Ash took the road less traveled every time, and he keeps ending up in a dead end, right? So true. Incoherent cult leader ramblings. Yeah, like, Monon wasn't lying. Neither were you guys. A bunch of you said that there's something about reading it and seeing the summary get done that's so much better than hearing him. And I've only read through a couple of them in the past, and they were not as fun as this one. Like, at all. This is by far the most fun one. He goes on to say, and don't worry, there's only one more page. This is the last, page of his speech, and then we get into the questions, which is a little iffy because we're only 6 pages in. I use normal font, size 11 or whatever, that 10 or 11. So, this thing was 5 hours. And I'm like, what are we missing from it? So he goes on to say, O-Connect will be released, and that is trigger for several other steps to be released. And I'm like, I don't know if you understand how business works. The product does not just trigger other things to happen. You got to kind of do the work, but I digress. We are grateful for so many that have joined us, and not for business, but for humanity. What we have in different sectors and areas of our life, it will make you cry. It's beyond magic and science fiction. I am no different than any of you. He's no different than any of us. He's just so relatable. No different than any of you. Except I have a desire. We can do better and make this earth a better place. He's the only one with that desire in the whole world. Good things happen eventually. But if you are working for a selfish advantage, you will be disappointed and you will quit. But if you believe you are working for a higher purpose, you will have great things. Nothing but miraculous things will happen. And that is where we are. A few weeks from now, I will show you things that will make you lose sleep and many other things. And I'm like, oh my, what have we gotten ourselves into? Gersminder will update us on the event in Kolkata, India, happening March 2nd in a few hours. Seating is 2,000. Very professional, a few months in planning. And that just goes to show you, like, a lot of people plan things like years in advance, a year in advance, an event. But he thinks extremely professional pre-planning is 3 months. So, that might explain a little bit of what the problems are here, It kicks off around noon India time, 5 a.m. Eastern, Onpassive first office in Calcutta. I thought we were in Kolkata. So it's special for all of us. Everyone is invited to come and watch, and we are all excited about it. He speaks for everyone. Talks about products are in the agenda, and media will be present, and many of us will attend via OConnect. John, update us on Bill Must. Bill is doing better. He has been released from the hospital. Has further testing scheduled, but doing well. We also have another event in Egypt happening on the 9th. So that's in 2 days. They have an event in Egypt. Now we're going to get into the question answer session, which is great fun for all. God chose Ash to save humanity. That's right. I am no different than any of you, except I am the only Onpassive millionaire. Right? Right. It is pretty insane. So, Susie, our dear hula hoop friend, says, do you have an update on O staff? And, of course, Ash says, updated release on February 29th for O staff. Went live for the internal team, and in March, many teams internal are beta testing. It's a new one that you have not seen. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but he says it's there. Oracle has a monster HR system, and someone that worked for them for 15 years is heading that program. SAP and Oracle are some of the biggest, and we are fortunate to attract experts on the topic to be leading that. We decided to make it a standalone, but we will have a light version for the ecosystem. Customizations available for larger companies. Hire also available to add to the package. Counting scheduled for July 2024. Yep. So according to him, there are internal teams in March here that are beta testing OStaff. Right? So OStaff is already made, being tested. Now remember, OConnect, they were doing testing for 3 years before we got the version that they're using right now. So, don't get too excited. Things aren't moving that quickly. It might still be beta testing for another 3-4 years. But it's apparently happening. And as you heard, they're coming up with Hire and Counting. Yep. Counting should be ready for 6 years from now. Right? The next question was from our friend Jean Oliva. You have a fast-growing family of inventors and innovators in Onpassive. Can you share first projects they are working on? So Ash responds with, focus is placed on the ecosystem first release. And we have a bunch they are working on. And we have options of copies they are evaluating. And we are also taking blends. And I'm sure you all know what that means. Imagine working for Oracle for 15 years and ending up at Onpassive, right? I don't think that's true, but yeah, that's what he says. So now I'm like, wait, the ecosystem is this is the first release. Are we not in the first release of the fucking ecosystem right now? Like, people are using it? You know, like, what? What? So then Gladys comes and says, will Onpassive have its own transfer for peer-to-peer lending? And then Ash's response here is, yes, virtually, or a tap. It's been a big battle. War has changed, sirs. War has changed. And then our dear friend Sherry Dursaway comes on and says, you talked about in the past about, great English, you talked about in the past about debit cards and India being the first part. And are we past the hurdles for other countries? And the answer that Ash gives is no hurdles with other countries. It is just a process to complete. And for India, it's just about ready. We should have good clarity on that in a couple weeks. It's a very sophisticated process, but everything is moving fine. And then Sherry says, can you talk about the tracker you are creating? And Ash says, first, we are working on multiple devices, digital tracking for web tracking, and we based many AI features on that. Some devices are for valuables like wallets, phones, laptops, and vehicles that can track even if offline. Second, people. March 1st. I am Ash Mufareh. And I am saying O-Tracker is more valuable than Google Analytics at the current level. Yep, that's what he said. Sherry and her tracker. That's right. She needs to know about it. No hurdle, more like a mountain. Ash should drop his tracker for stolen wallets. They will all lead to his personal crypto account, right? And his overseas accounts. Still not tracking my kids. Right? Yep. Sherry believes that O-Tracker was to be used to track one's children. So she's very excited to hear that second will be people. So there we go. Apparently that's starting March 1st. Ash Mufareh says that O-Tracker is more valuable than Google Analytics. And now remember, all his texts are using Google plugins and open source code, many probably from Google, but better. Better, they promise. It's better. Now, this is an interesting one. I want you guys to remember this one. Because after this, we're going to go and we're going to hear some of these questions and answers. And we're going to compare, like what was said in this document here versus what was actually said. All right, we're not going to listen to the whole 5 hours. Don't worry. I have half an hour of it that is very important that I think you need to hear. It'll be called Track Your Brat. That's a good name. Go trademark that, Joe. So Terry comes on and says, we heard you mention about blockchain, and I believe it's beneficial to Onpassive. How do you feel it's most beneficial to Onpassive? And I'm like, well, at least if you had a blockchain and the O coin was on an exchange, you could fucking pay people with it. Like there's that. That might be something. That would be the most beneficial. Oh, brat. Yes, that's what it will be. Oh, brat. And Ash says, it's a vast topic. And we are in early stages of it. And we can apply it in the medical field for medical records, for systems accessing data. We created our own for the betterment of our products in the ecosystem. It's not a quick project, and we are not done with it. So this one isn't a done deal, I guess. But we have attracted experts in this area, and they are applying it to our projects. And we are moving fast. And I'm like, that didn't answer a fucking thing about this. Like, at all. Like, I know more about the medical records here than I do about the blockchain. But thanks, Ash. You know? Like, good. Thank you. So then Comfort comes on, and Comfort says, many are struggling with alternate emails. And if they lose access to them, those access to their Onpassive accounts. I think it's supposed to be they lose access to their Onpassive accounts. I'm just saying. And he says, Ash says, yes, we do have a plan where there is not a need for the alternative email. For some early bird founders, it does cause an issue due to abuse. And I'm like, wait, what? For the customers and users, they will have a way to manage this. We can accept new users without alternative emails in the future. And I'm like, okay. That didn't really answer my question, but thank you. Early bird founders have a lot of abuse because of their alternative emails? Like, what? So Casey comes on and says, with AI becoming big in media, many are concerned about AI. How can we give people comfort that Onpassive AI is with heart? I'm like, yeah, these questions don't at all seem like they were planned. Totally just people putting up their hand and coming up here. Right? Like, come on now. So his response to that is, we create the software and we program it what to do. They program it what to do. So we own the intelligence. The focus for Onpassive is to simplify the applications for the end user, so there is absolutely zero threat. It's made to save human time and cut effort to achieve more in less time. We are not into AI hardware as seen by the skeptics. Are we the skeptics? Is there another AI that we're into that he's not into that I don't know about? Should I be like getting on this? What is he talking about? For AI data security, we can replicate voice and picture, and it's believable. And that is dangerous, but with regulation and cybersecurity, it will increase in demand. And just like anything else, there is always abuse from people that mean harm with things that are good. It does happen. Look at the knife. That is up to authorities to manage and police that. And I know, here, this doesn't make much sense. You're like, look at the knife. What does that even mean? The authorities to manage and police that? What? Hold that thought. Remember, I do have video of some of these, so they will make more sense to you at the end. Thank you, Mark B. I love my new naysayer family. Remember this one. Like I said, remember this one as well. With the AI being dangerous. I promise it will make sense in the future. So then the next question comes on, of course. It comes from Lystra. And they say, many brilliant men and women have left prestigious jobs to work with Onpassive. What is drawing them? And I'm like, I too would like to know. All right? I too would like to know. I question that myself, Ash says, but it is a blessing. I think it's either or a combination. They follow someone they trust or seeing the vision to work on their dream. The liberty and flexibility we provide alongside seeing the vision and being a part of that, and seeing others they respect being on board. I do believe they all have their own case-by-case reason. And I'm kind of like, yes, Ash, everybody has their own reasons for joining something. Who knew that people were all like, have independent thoughts from one another? That's crazy. Crazy. So he says, I do believe they all have their own case-by-case reason, and I look forward to diving deep with them, as I am interested to know. And I'm like, cool, we're going scuba diving. Sounds like fun. Most fun Onpassive co-founders have ever had. I think it's because of names. We have on the inside and seeing vision. And I'm like, what? You see the vision? It's from the big names that you have on the inside and seeing vision. So let me get this straight, Ash. What you're saying is there's a lot of people that are leaving prestigious jobs with big names to join Onpassive, and what's drawing them is the fact that there are people leaving big prestigious jobs to join Wait, what? Okay. That totally answered that question. FYI, 360 was a nothing burger. Allegedly, Ash is traveling, and that is why he could not join. Oh, yeah, no, of course. Is he traveling to India? Is he going to Egypt? Maybe he'll go to that party that's going on in Egypt in a couple days. What do you guys think? What do you think? Would that happen? Actually, no, he's not doing it. He wouldn't even go and meet Chris at the fucking Golden Corral. Like, in his own state. So yeah, that's probably not happening, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Leaving a real paying job to one that can't pay, right? I don't recommend it. I don't recommend leaving any job to join on to an online opportunity. I really don't, especially this one that, yeah, doesn't really pay you, right? Ash never shows up to any Onpassive events. Very strange. It is. He should have to. This is my favorite one. So then Peter comes on and says, Onpassive are building in-house card processing systems, and will Onpassive be developing this also for outside companies? And Ash says, yes. That's it. That's all he says. That answers that question, I guess. You know, he was just short, sweet, to the point with that one. Then the other one comes from our dear friend Andy. Andy comes on and says, I have several sizable companies considering OConnect. And what is the route should they take to acquire it? All right, so apparently Andy here has a whole bunch of these companies that want to join. You know, he's just keeping them on ice. I pay my mods. That's news to me today. Red is taking his houseboat to Florida to fetch Ash and take him somewhere safe. Marty's RV is the backup plan. So yeah. Apparently, he's just, got a whole bunch of companies just on standby. They're all really, really excited. They're like, listen, we really want to have this OConnect. What do we do? I mean, we don't know how to use the Google Play app where you can download it, or the iTunes store where you can download it. We're brand new to the whole internet. So he says, many have ordered the specifications they want and some robotic hardware. And we have those orders. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're acting like people are pre-ordering things with you. And we are managing them case by case. And what are the benefits? And where we place these priorities. And for the SaaS products, we have just started designing them as a standalone. and they cater to that. And they then work them back to the ecosystem so affiliates can benefit. I know, it was news to me too, Joe. It was news to me too. Some will have modifications for white label options. Weird. The route is not open just yet, but let them see the new release, and later in the year, we aim to give those preferences and provide the routes. So basically nothing until a year from now, when hopefully the new O Connect is released, and then all those sizable companies, all the several of them can join. Julie says, can you update on the in-house payment processor? This is when things started to get a little bit steamy, when people started to mention the payment processors. Ash was getting a little antsy. So he says, without dates and timelines, we will be the option for businesses and the phase we are in now. We have third-party resources in the market, and we have multiple options we kept for higher stages for volume and diversity. Not one can serve us. Listen, all the payment processors suck compared to what we need. There isn't a payment processor in the whole world that can serve us. Ultimately, we will have our own. And some we had not shared with you yet, but you will know soon as we expect the volume coming. In other words, just be patient, keep waiting. Are we going to sell O Connect on Shein or Temu? Maybe. It's a trip over the Atlantic with Red and the wife paddling all the way. There's nobody for Diesel. And not under Founders for White Label, right? So yeah, just keep waiting. Norel then says, some in our area do not see trimmed links. Talking about O-Trim. And Ash says, I will convey this to our team and have them check it. Then, good old Dr. Masego comes on and says, can you speak about Obla strategy? How and when can we submit proposal? Products are being held on the requirement that we release O Connect, as some need it, and for the others, a pause for reason. We want to clear out pending commissions and then get them going. Yeah. Everything is lined up strategically upon the release of the commercial version of O Connect. So again, everything's waiting for this new version of O Connect, right? Lori says, will Onpassive offer a medical insurance at a lower cost? And for some reason, the answer to this question by Ash is, if I share my objective for this tonight, I will be assassinated. Then it really is do it or die. I can't afford that. My wife really needs a spa visit next month. It's a huge industry, he says. And I was like, whoa. That just escalated. Oh my God. We can't know about the medical insurance that Ash is going to offer everyone, guys. All right? They'll assassinate him. Stop asking about benefits, damn it. So then Oliver comes on and says, is the payment processor going to run in our own data center? Because remember, they have tons of them open, allegedly, right? Unless they don't have any open. It depends what they need you to believe in the moment. And Ash says, Mark says here, please, Ash, share your objectives for medical insurance, please. Because we're so sure that you're going to give everyone medical insurance when you can't even give them their commissions. Right? These questions are a goldmine of comedic errors. It is. And like I said, this is exactly how it was put up by Janet. I didn't change one word, I promise you. You could go Look it up. All right? The exact words, she was like, yes, this is the information that everyone needs to know after that webinar. These are the notes. And it's not only her that did it. You blame Dan Street and a couple other people too. Anyway, Ash responds with, I work with Mr. Frank Daly, another sharp guy. And I'm like, but you don't mean like with you. Like you're not the first sharp guy, right? That's like Dr. Amen or something. Anyway, I work with Mr. Frank Daly, another sharp guy, and he reminds me of you constantly. And he is from Cameroon as well. Because I'll just say it, to Ash, if you're from Cameroon and you're black, you all look the same. So he just wanted you all to know that, I guess. You're welcome. The data center is set to go this year, and it's a big project. And if all goes well, we will have the entire ecosystem hosted with us. Yeah, the data center. Hopefully it starts this year, even though they already have so many of them built all over the place, as they state sometimes. They host most businesses, for instance, X and GoDaddy. And they have no mercy. They take your children and your money. They're coming for your children. This is why we need the damn child tracker. You see? They're coming. No mercy. They have no mercy. They take your children and your money. See, Onpassive is really here to save us with their own tracker. They keep track of the kids for X and GoDaddy. Come and steal them away. Our center will be complete this year, and our IT team is doing incredible work. And they traveled the world to come up with the best solution. Environment friendly as well. It's been an exclusive monopoly to the few, but their technology is now outdated. We'll have an enterprise level for the public. Yeah, so unfortunately, Elon Musk, you're gonna have to work a little harder, buddy, on building some data centers for X. You're just not cutting it out here, buddy. All right, Ash says his is better. His data centers are going to be better. His tech is better. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. Shh, Kendra, shh. I know, they were supposed to have data centers 2 years ago, but shh. All right, the one's coming. They're going to come for your children. Mark B says, it's like the founders have the imagination to ask stupid questions, and Ash then takes his ideas from them and starts making things up as he goes along, right? That's like exactly what it is. Sorry, the next one is from our Ivy, and it says, whenever you think to expand in Colorado, you have a place? And apparently Ash responded with, I like that you note there is room for success for everyone. And Queen sat here for a while after making this slide, just like, am I fucking going insane? That wasn't at all the answer, right? That's not just me, right? Like that. Almost like he was answering a brand new question. Don't you guys all have a data center? I thought everyone owned their own. Now I'm disappointed. Damn it! Letting everyone down. Then Jeffrey, our dear friend Jeffrey Morlock, comes on, right? And he says, recent advancements in blockchain technology are great. I am wondering if we are ever going to look at blockchain as a SaaS. And I'm like, okay, weird question. Doesn't really matter, but all right. I work in IT and my company have 2 data centers. I tell you, it's not simple, and it is. It's really, really expensive. Scam Chan says, meanwhile, Elon has data from millions of cars going to his data center. Shh. Listen, Ashes are better, okay? Because, with all the traffic, they fucked up the merchants, but they promise they won't fuck up the data centers, okay? So he says, Ash responds to this question with, Initially, our goal is to have it for internal use for applications as standalone. And secondly, to go beyond. But we have a better person on our team to discuss the benefit for companies and individuals. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, so then Ash got that person, right? And then they came on and then they answered the question because that's what would happen if this was anywhere else. But no. And who is the person? We don't know. We don't know. We might never know, guys. We might never know. They are 5 to 10 years late with all these buzzwords, right? So the two turtles and raccoon who sold me a data center lied to me. I thought $20 was a great deal for a data center. I don't know, Londa. You should have gone with just the raccoon on his own. I hear that he gets the steal of a deal. It's really because the turtles were there, you see. Ash is going big. He's going to build the data centers to orbit the Earth. Yes. Won't be expensive when it's solar powered in PNG. That would actually probably be a good idea. Better idea than what he has. He's making up all these answers on the go. I just can't. It's great fun. So then Sadia, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm very sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Comes on, it says the future of O Connect to switch from desktop to mobile. Because guess what? Guess what? They don't have mobile for this. So if you're on a mobile phone, you're shit out of luck. And Ash says the mobile app of OES is unoriginal and O Connect is not. The new release will be authentic. In time, you will seamlessly switch. You know? When you ask about some details that are a bit complex, they panic. I asked about how the AI was trained, if it was their own, and if not, what AI they built upon. Also, I question why they talk about AI as none of the current products is utilizing AI functionality. No, it's not. But it's an AI ML company. And the answer is complete silence. Yeah. Or something like this. So then Niraj comes on and says, the bulk payments is the test complete of 100 people, and from which email is it coming? Because again, these people are being told that they're going to get an email that tells them that their payment is there. And then they're going to go into that email and then be able to get paid. Then they were told only 100 people are getting it. So now this person's like, okay, like, I want to know, am I one of these people? Like, am I getting paid? What's going on? Like everyone else would be wondering, right? And Ash's response to this is, in general, never pay money to get money. Onpassive doesn't ask you pay money by email. We don't send email or pop-up. If you see the headline, delete. We have a marketplace, so check out through the system. And I'm like, what? You literally told them you were sending them an email. The fuck? What do you mean? You like said to them, I will pay you. I send you an email. That's how you're getting paid. And now you're like, no, we don't send emails. We don't pay money by emails. Be careful of that email. It must be a scam. I'm like, what? What? The bulk mail had some issues, so we paused it. And if all goes well, we will bypass that. And it was not user-friendly, so we paused it. The next one, the bulk mail, it will handle all in one. And in a short period, I will be able to say, paid out, everyone, go check. For India, we will be able to pay by card and by net banking. We will give options, net banking or the card. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, what card? The debit card that someone asked about 4 questions ago. But he never thought to go into as much detail as when they asked here, I guess. Yes, if you are in India, allegedly you are going to have access to a special Onpassive debit card. And that is what he is talking about. This card will, of course, come with extra fees, I am sure. So I can't wait to learn more about that. That'll be great. Then Charles comes on and says, good old Charles O song, you know. Oh, 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 oh. Sorry, I love that Oh Catmo song the most. I am overwhelmed with joy about this webinar. To me, this is record timing. I understand all things take time. I always knew this project is divine. God's projects are delivered in His timing. And I am happy about the phases. I love the idea of the Onpassive group. And thank you. And congratulations to you and everyone. We have devices and apps that run in 4K. We're in 5G now. Anyway. And you mentioned we can go to 8K, but it may due to limitations of devices. Any updates on hardware devices to run 8K? So then Ash says, they have been done since April 2023. But we have not been able to release before nailing the pending payments and having OConnect released. They are lined up in the strategic release plan. So don't you worry, okay? The 8K is coming after OConnect is released, you know. Then Dr. Benny said, I did a withdrawal and I am still waiting for the response. And Ash said, we have paused the withdrawal and payment process due to the delay with the execution of it. We have some pending since October and we will execute soon. And I'm like, you mean you're going to get us executed by telling us information about our medical insurance? Come on, Ash. So then Joyce comes on and says, the bigger the dream. I have to do this in my Hunbot voice. I am so sorry. The bigger the dream, the harder the battle. We are excited and blessed to be in this place. And once the trade starts, there's no stopping it. Kudos to you and the team. Thanks again so much to you and all those working so hard behind the scenes. Thank you so much to you, Mr. Ash Mufareh. So then Lynn, our dear friend, Lynn, comes on and says, what is your vision for Onpassive 10 years or more from now? It wasn't at all planned, she promises. And Ash says, I would say we will be done with the first 3 phases on Earth. I don't know where the other phases are. I guess on another planet, maybe the moon. And that is the time I am looking for. I am working so hard that in the next 10 years, the first 3 phases will change the planet. We will see a very distinct difference of life before Onpassive and life after Onpassive. And may God lead us more to the right people that can help take us there. Life in 2024 will be obvious, and it will improve significantly over the next 10 years. I don't know why I went all Monty Python for the end, but it just felt right. God has come and He will help us. Then Rob, because you can't have Lynn without Rob, they kind of come as a package, right? Rob says, products finished in April 2023. Will it be available to the public or just founders? You know? And Ash says, the first wave of hardware is for OConnect, and later this month, it will make sense to begin deploying them. And they work perfectly with OConnect. But they could also work with other products. So we're going to get a whole bunch of hardware coming out in 2024, apparently. Can't wait for that. So then Pat comes on, Pat Parent, bless her heart. And she says, as we spoke before about the concentrator machine, is it, oh, breath? And I'm like, oh, bitch, we do not want this. This is not a good thing at all. Because Ash says, we have created a device and it's done. Completely done, but no market plan for it. A machine that runs for life. We have it as a prototype. Keep that in your mind. Jennifer then says, A platform for scheduling was discussed in Onpassive 360. Is it for public? Ash says, yes. That's it. Dr. Helen comes on and says, in O Media, I see partnership with Best Moments in 2023 for a year. Are we still in partnership? Are we still in partnership with Best Moments? And he says, it's still intact. As in, yes, they're still in partnership. And then Julie comes on and says, do I need to cancel the pending payments? Are we close to hearing the Ash bomb? Right? No, they will be paid out. They will be turned to successful. This was set to be announced in November. So I am set back about 3 months from Greed. We had to go a different way, set back about 4 months. I know, it's like all over the calendar now. Do the math, and you will know. Gotta take his word for it, because I still don't know. We have roughly 3 million subscribers to the OES. And we have about 1 million paid. We have customers of OConnect. The majority are founding members. And I'm like, that makes no sense. You can't have any customers for OConnect. You literally stopped taking customers. We just talked about this. In fucking 2020. Hello? We literally just spoke about this. They're not taking any more customers or members. So what the hell? You know? What the fuck? Okay. But Gerstmitter comes on and says, does OConnect support Evergreen Webinar to have a playback? Can we use our ecosystem while traveling? And Evergreen says, I don't think in this release. And Ash says, you can access your account wherever you are. And I'm like, Gerstmitter didn't think that if he was traveling, he would be able to access his ecosystem? Really? I have a hard time believing that, but whatever. And that is the end of the notes. And as you see, it ends and it says, thank you to Daryl Cook, Dan Street, and Peter Sir for help with notes. Don DeGarmo, United States. It was posted at 3 a.m. on Saturday, March 2nd. And I'm like, so we blame Dan Street and Peter and Daryl Cook for this then. Because boy, that was a doozy. Woo! What a read through, huh? So now that we have an idea of what was said, kind of, if you will, if there's ever a movie about Onpassive, the Marx Brothers would be the stars after Ash's AI brings them back to life. That would be so cool. Then the Rothschilds can come back, and then Ash can get in a fight with them because he actually brought them up one time in a webinar and said that they were after him. I'm down. I'm here for that movie. Who would play me? Sorry, Mark B, but I think that would be a disservice to the Marx Brothers, Critical Thinker says. Right? 1 million founders, 2 million watching for the train wreck. Yeah. Right? Right? So now that we have an idea of what was said, what's always funny to me is that, again, these are what they thought, this collection of O founders, Janet, Dan Street, etc., all thought we would need to know about the webinar that went on. We're going to take a little break, and when I come back, I have half an hour of Ash broken up into some separate parts, and I think you need to hear Ash say these things for himself, and we need to do some comparison to what was said in the notes that we just read through versus what he says with his voice. I think it will be fun. So we're going to do it. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The Lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Tiny Dinger Condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Do you think women lie about being sexually assaulted? Do you use your community like a dating app but only date women in other countries but flirt with other women the entire time? Then leave that e-girlfriend for another woman with a My Little Pony fetish that ends up being a dude who's catfishing you for 6 years as a sexy woman? Do you then post lolly of bubbles in your Discord after making sexual cartoons involving minors and claim you are not a nunce? Do you think Onision is innocent? Then we have the brand for you. You won't need to make Sims characters out of your community members anymore and impregnate them in some weird fetish game, or date men who love My Little Pony and the Powerpuff Girls when you have Tiny Dinger Condoms. Heck, you won't even need to wank it to Faith Vickers and Ethan Ralph's porn anymore. Bet you'll soon make your own with that sexy woman or man, you know, the one who loves the Powerpuff Girls there. Just turn on the webcam and show that real live e-girl from OnlyFans, who I'm sure loves you just as much, that Tiny Dinger, and let her know that you use Tiny Dinger Condoms. The condoms that won't let your manliness hide when a man wants to come and do the anal slip and slide. Located at the CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, all of your local pharmacy brands, and hidden in your favorite streamer's nightstand, because don't worry, they're all the same. No more desperation with those condoms. Now, back to our video.
Is he into My Little Pony? Is he a pony bro? So yes, I have compiled a group of clips of the 5 hours that I think you guys should see.
Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Gonna hear about his vision.
It is the only internet that you would need, the only safe one that you will choose, and timing is ideal for us. Excuse and forgive the delay or the scattered ideas here and there. That soon will be behind us, and we will forget it collectively. But, we were able to set a structure where we're immune.
I mean, he's hoping that everyone forgets about it, right?
And protected and shield from those, so we can continue and put the energy in the right direction, in the right place, where we can manufacture more technologies, more benefits, more positivity to our beloved planet and humanity. That's our mission. I'm glad it went this way. I'm glad. I was too naive a couple of years ago. If everything went just smooth, and then later on these stabs showed up, probably would have been different. I'm so happy they came in by now.
I don't know. I wonder if he's very happy about the SEC coming as well. You know?
They gave us that, I would say, flexibility, the exercise to become better and more efficient.
Now we're gonna hear him talk about the blockchain.
We heard you mention a good while back about blockchain, and then again on the previous O Connect. I believe blockchain technology has the capability to be extremely beneficial to Onpassive in many different areas. If you have been given permission to speak about this subject at this point, in which do you feel it would be the most beneficial to Onpassive? Thank you so much.
Way different than the question we read. Just saying.
Always for all
Thank
you do.
you for paying attention, Terry, and that's a good question too. So far it's been ladies, so no wonder the intelligence is shining. And
Cringe.
first of all, I don't need a permission from anyone. I can talk about anything I want.
That's funny because there's many times in the past where Ash has been like, I can't tell you the information. I'm not allowed to. I can't tell you. And it's almost like he states that something or someone else is stopping it. And that's why that question was worded in that way. Are you allowed to tell us? Like, is that okay for you to tell us? And then he comes out all like, I don't need permission to speak and tell you guys stuff. I run this place. And it's like, thank you, Ash. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Maybe remember that the next time, huh?
I'm in America. America.
America! Fuck yeah!
It's a free world. We can say whatever we want. So the blockchain is a vast topic, and to keep it light, we're in the early stages of that. It's a whole thing. Most people connect blockchain is just limited to cryptocurrency, all of that. No, we can actually apply it to the medical field for medical records and make that more secure and more accessible, more centralized. You can make that available within the organization. Different departments access the same data in a parallel way, and at the same time,
imagine putting your medical records on a blockchain.
Different products as standalone can use the blockchain, specifically when we're talking about microtransactions, such as the wallet and so forth when it comes to finances. So
yeah, imagine your doctor being like, you can just pay for your medical bills in crypto, bruh.
there are many uses of blockchain. We decided to create our own to the betterment of our products and to the betterment of.
Yeah, right. Mark B says, funny how Ash says we can say whatever we want, but he and his founders try and cancel everyone who doesn't agree with him. Give us strikes on our videos to take them down. But freedoms! My freedoms! Scam Chan says, clearly they don't understand blockchain, right?
The ecosystem collectively to mesh that data together, incorporate.
Can I just bring up too that Andy in the top right corner, like that picture that he has, that's a picture that he's printed out and put up on his wall. I call that some dedication on his part. Joe says the computer system at the surgery center works great. Don't need any help from Onpassive. Like, please don't, actually. It's secure right now. We don't need you. Please don't. Don't worry, though, Joe. They'll put all of your surgery medical records on the blockchain.
That with the AI power, I think we're up to something revolutionary as well. It's not a quick project, and it's not we are done with it, but I
We have
can
5
tell
years.
you we're fortunate also that we've attracted some experts who've done something impressive in that area, and now they
With cryptocurrency?
are applying that expertise in the on
It's like we have Mike Ellis. He's been in several cryptocurrency scams in the past. He's an expert.
passive projects.
He is a complete expert of crypto, okay? It's a good thing that we have
I'm
him.
Mike Ellis, by the way.
If we didn't have him, what would we do?
But we should move fast with that.
It's not a fast system, but we're gonna move fast with that, he says. This section I called threats.
There's absolutely zero threat and danger, or it would never endanger our humanity. Specifically, what we use in Onpassive, it's literally made to save us time and to cut our effort in much smaller and simpler, and definitely to achieve more in less time. That's the purpose of it. It's not complicated.
He's talking about the AI, his owl.
We're not into the hardware machinery. That is a different phase, and I don't see any threat of that. Now, if you're talking about some abuse of knowing data and using that against, so for example, Ash can make Gersminder's voice, okay, by AI. It's possible, all right? I can use his voice.
Which is funny because they've actually released several videos of fake Ash, AI fake Ash.
We're at that level today. I can replicate his voice and possibly his picture. We're not talking about Photoshop 2002, okay? We're talking about now AI. I can have somebody looks like him and talks like him, and you could believe it is him. Yet it's not him. That is dangerous. So this, with regulations, could be
dangerous.
Controlled under policy. You know, cybercrime and cybersecurity always is needed, and it will increase in demand as we go, because just like anything else, there will be always an abuse, and people would do the wrong thing with something that is probably meant
like what they did to Taylor Swift
to be positive or a good tool in our life. All right, when they first made the knife.
Oh, now this is the knife thing. Remember I told you guys? Remember the knife thing, and just kind of stick it in the back of your brain somewhere? This is the knife speech.
Or something sharp to help us use it in the kitchen or in our food or whatever. Who knows how many people died by being stabbed by a knife? What? It would happen. How do you set that? So that's the...
Now his thing is, AI is a lot like a knife, okay? When they invented the knife in the kitchen to butter your toast with and cut your steak, they never knew that in future the knife would be used to commit murders. Okay, so AI is like a knife. As long as you don't misuse it, then it won't be dangerous. That was honestly probably one of the only times that he did an analogy that kind of made sense. Where I was still a little bit like, that's a little extreme, like not an exact comparison, you know. But I was like, he actually did make some sense with that. I could take that analogy with the knife, and I at least know what he means with it. So that was the first time in 5 years of content. Ash, have you seen the Terminator 1 and 2? Maybe you've seen it too much, and that's really the problem, Violet. Hello, Louisiana. Good to see you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Judgment Day is coming. So you better have a good day, Louisiana, all right? It might be your last.
Law enforcement work or the authorities' work. For us, we're creating something nice. somebody's going to abuse, they'll deal with the government. Let's put it that way.
And that made me laugh. He's like, if somebody's going to abuse it, then they're going to deal with the government. And I was like, like in Dubai? I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, that was his thing, is that his AI is not dangerous. His is Al with heart, and it's not going to be misused. And if you do misuse it, then the government's going to come after you. Right? They might deport you or something. The next clip, as you see, I have entitled it Data Centers and the Mafia. The Mafia Data Centers. Has Ash seen any real AI in action? No, I think he thinks that Al looks like this on my screen right now. He sees AI as like a full-on robot. Based on how he's described it in the past and gone into detail, like he explains it like it's a fucking robot. And I'm like, that's okay, Ash. I mean, if that's what you want to create, then yeah, we're going to be here for another 50 years before that comes out, okay? You can't even create an AI software, so if we're waiting for a whole-ass robot, we're going to be here for a long time. Data centers and the Mafia? It's a question mark.
Especially ONET, OPAL, all of that. You have to have your data center, your own hosting, because there's something called AWS.
Yes.
They're mafia.
Yes.
They're your partners by force when it comes to hosting. For those who don't know, Amazon Web Service is the host most businesses use currently, including X and GoDaddy and everybody. Okay, they're not cheap.
So for those that don't know, Amazon Web Services, AWS, is the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud. Okay, it's the world's biggest cloud. You know how he says he wants to get a cloud? I swear to God, he read an article about AWS, and then he just was like, that's what we're doing. It offers over 200 fully featured services from data centers globally. Okay, it's like the biggest one with the most data centers. It has, it's known as one of the fastest growing startups, largest enterprises, leading government agencies are all using AWS. Like everyone uses it. Okay, it's the main one that's used, and it's known as a very affordable. That's why everybody uses it. That's one of the things, right? Everybody's using it. Sorry, I meant to click on this one. You guys keep talking. OB is going to have AAI, artificial intelligence, right? Hello, Mordecai. Yes, it seems Ash likes AWS. He seems to be using it, right, for his site right now. You know, he doesn't have data centers. So what data centers do you think he's using? The AWS data centers, like everybody else right now. You know? So there's that.
Yes.
They have no mercy.
No mercy.
And they
Are they the ones coming for our children? Is that why we need the O tracker? Jeez. Sherry was right. We all should have listened to Sherry.
don't mind taking your children, not just your money.
What?
So yeah, I'm very optimistic it will be this year complete. It's not a normal project. The
Yeah, Amazon is coming for your children. Be careful.
size that we're working on all of that, but I have to tell you, our IT team did an incredible work. They basically traveled to every continent. They traveled the world.
Mark B says, Ash is a product of AI gone wrong. Artificial insemination. That's
to
what
come
happened.
up with something that is disruptive, something that is unique, and it will be cost effective for the users, for the company.
They're really positive places on Passive. They always describe their services as destructive, just to show how positive they are.
Environment friendly, the whole nine yards. So I think we're going to change that game.
The flat Earth.
Okay.
For
Change the game across the flat Earth. Yeah, no, he really doesn't want to use the AWS because like they kidnap kids and shit, guys. That's why he's inventing O Tracker.
For decades, it's been almost
For decades.
exclusive and monopoly to a couple players on that topic. And that's why they dictate the price. But to be honest with you, the technology is a bit outdated now. You know, the servers that you used to use in 2000, like Google's servers in 2000,
Uh-huh.
the size and the number of machine you needed back then,
Uh-huh.
you could replace a whole farm by one device today. You understand that?
Yeah.
Size, effectiveness, speed, cost, everything has changed.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like they wouldn't be adapting at all to these changes.
They're monster machines nowadays.
So there you go. You heard it here, all right? AWS is the mafia. They're going to kidnap our kids. Luckily, though, for us, Sherry Dershowitz has been warning us this whole time that we need to get O Tracker to keep track of our kids. So there's that. That's going on. Be careful of the AWS mafia. All right? They're taking over. Onpassive has an office on each corner of the flat Earth. They do. Every corner. Now we're going to hear about expectations because the future is unknown.
So everybody has their own prediction, expectation, and all of that. I really ask, and I hope.
And I do think that this is the first time that Ash is putting this together. That people are different.
You can understand. It is more productive to let the company achieve what's possible, what's realistic, in a proper manner without having that like pressure. Oh no, ouch! We have to focus on this now, and you know, we really have our hands are full in every possible way. Time, people, resources. There's nothing else we believe like we're behind with it.
Well, you're a little bit behind on payment, you know. You can say that these people's expectations are too high, but it's a little bit rude to be like, all of you guys should be doing these webinars and brainstorming sections and all that shit, and then be like, they're putting the pressure on me to get things done. I told them all to let me know what services they wanted me to invent for them, and then they were putting the pressure on me to get things done. It's like, what? Like, what do you want from these people? Are you making the products that they need and want? And you want them to let you know about it and do these webinar brainstorming sessions? Or do you want everyone to just shut up and not talk about this at all and just let you go work? Because apparently people talking puts too much pressure on you. And then you can't get it done as easily. Great CEO you are.
So let us finish, and you know, I think.
You guys, shut up about your payments and let them finish. Jesus, how dare you want to get paid?
We're doing more than any company would do for you.
Says that.
At what moment do you feel that Onpassive will become a common name such as Google, Apple, Nike, Amazon, Sony?
You will notice that this is a question that wasn't even in the thing we just read. The whole summary that Janet did there that we just read wasn't even mentioned.
And at what milestone must we cross to achieve this status?
So the question was, when are we going viral? You guys remember Ash has been saying that they're going viral now for several months. So this person is basically, what milestone do we have to achieve in order for this to happen? You've been saying it's going to happen for months now. When do we go viral?
Trevor Peters, very good question. Yeah. The main thing is I do believe it will be.
Okay.
And as Ivy said, she envisions that we're one of the big players at the global stage. I do believe we will be.
Yeah, but who the fuck is Ivy? Just some person.
It's hard to know, Will. I
Never!
mean, how can I know?
Okay.
But I know it will be a household name and brand recognized with the big dogs.
With the big gods?
And at some point, I do believe that it will be more
Hello?
important to our life than others because of what we
Okay.
would provide in the upcoming stages.
Okay, so when is it going to go viral? Answer. It will go viral in future. Basically. I believe it will.
What's
Hello,
your
Rob.
feeling, Trevor? But I know he's not talking. Could
No, he's still waiting for you to answer his question. You never did.
be a couple of years.
A couple years.
Hey Ash, I can talk on that. I
Please.
Okay.
I do believe we are now, not in the future. And now we are now. If you go to Dubai Mall, you go to the train station, you go Abu Dhabi, you with all the tourists that are going there. I think it's already a kitchen name. That's my belief.
Wait, your belief is that if you go to the places that Ash bought marketing on, then it already is viral? He's like, listen, guys, Onpassive is already viral in a household name. Because if you go to the Burj Khalifa during the time that their ad plays on the side of the Burj Khalifa, they're on the Burj Khalifa. All right? And then if you go to the train station that they bought the naming rights for, guess what? They're there too. And then, in the mall where we also bought several ads, yeah, you go stand in that mall and they went viral. They went viral. We're viral right now. Mark B says it all went viral in November 2023. Ash said so then. I know. We all missed it. We all missed it. Ash, I'll be a household name before you'll be a household name.
And I strongly hold on
That's how
that.
likely it
I
is.
agree with
If you
you. In
could
some areas, like we are known, okay, or we're more impactful. But
Jelly Snack says, it's viral in our hearts. Yeah, I can actually see them saying that, though. I can actually see that. One of them coming on here, like Susie or someone, and being like, we're already viral because it's gone viral in my heart.
I want to also be more practical
Okay.
in terms of what we offer and the daily uses of a broader customer base. We're not there yet, okay? The many people use Google, Apple, Amazon for those different reasons. We're not there yet, okay?
Right? There is no actual marketing being done in the US. I wonder why that is. Right? Makes you wonder.
We have a good buzz, okay? Thanks to our media and
Like
marketing
smallpox.
departments and the way we do things. We have a style where we have a swag, if you wish.
Swag.
But
You got Riz. Yeah, Ash got the swag and all the Riz. That's what the kids are saying now, isn't it? Aren't they on to Riz now? It's not swag anymore, Ash. See, you're not even cool like me, okay? You don't even know the lingo that the kids use. It's no longer swag. All right? Now you got Riz. Yeah, it's called Riz now. Gotta keep up if you want to go viral and be the only internet. You can at least keep up with the internet slang if you're claiming that you're going to be the best only internet. You know?
know we're going to be there, and I know we will
Just
be more
relax.
merciful and more. People will trust us more in terms of uplifting humanity, and they recognize that we were truly intended to improve their life.
Yeah, you're right. All those other companies, like the Amazon company too. They'll be like, you know what? We suck, guys. We're all here to make money and run data centers and then have people get cool packages delivered off the internet and shit. We should just stop. And we should let this Ash Mufareh and Onpassive, we should let them take over the whole internet. You know? They're really doing it because they care about humanity and saving humanity. We're all just here trying to have the internet. But these guys, they're the real deal with their owl with heart.
Fight who they are and where they come from and their ability and all of that. If you're no value,
Ricardo says it's only gone viral if you have a fax machine. Instead of Amazon, I use Onet.
to YouTube, let's say, if you cause
Onet
trouble or hassle,
Marketplace.
guess what?
What?
You're out in a blink.
Oh.
You could have 1 million or 10 million customers. I have cases, I know. You could have millions of followers. You work years and years and years to build that customer base and followers. You work so hard to build it. And one tiny violation, you're out. You're nothing.
Yeah, listen, okay, on the internet, you don't go viral. Nobody actually goes viral for real except Ash. All right? Because other people, they'll do one tiny violation and then all their hard work is gone. You can get kicked off of YouTube, you know? And Ash's internet is not going to have any rules. All right? All the bigotry will be allowed. Your freedoms you'll be able to do. Freedom of speech, okay? So you won't ever be able to lose anything with that internet. Yeah, no, there'll be no rules for your internet, right, Ash? No breaking terms of service over there? Is that what you're saying here?
Think to them. Unless you're of value to them and you increase their bottom line, yeah, they keep you. But anything else, you're out.
Well, Ash, if you were different, then you would have gotten rid of Marty quite a while ago, considering he often says illegal income claims on his live streams. Not good for you. But, you know, he's the face of this thing, and you got to keep him around, right?
Just a number. Nobody cares about you. Nothing with heart.
It's the Wild West of the internet.
So that's
Everybody else came to the gunfight with guns, but Ash brought his heart.
An advantage I believe we have.
And a knife.
We're just
Remember, those knives are dangerous.
Distinguished in our...
The AWS is going to take the knives to come after your kids, so you better get that O-tracker, like Sherry said. Track your kids.
Humanity and our, heart.
Our hearts. This guy in the bottom left here looks like he wants to go jump out his window. He's so bored.
And I have never said this to Trevor or to you or to Oliver. As Ash Mufareh,
secrets.
I have never sat down and calculated, oh, I wish we would have this many people or this number. I never.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You often talk about how many people are there.
Go on that. But what I do is, when we're building something, I know this could attract so and so number. So my duty and my part is to be.
He's like, I never actually talk about the number of people we want here. I just talk about how many we could have here. You know, it's different. Loophole.
Prepared for that so we can serve effectively. But I never, I wish we can crush them. I wish we could kill them. No, I don't have that mind. Maybe my son has that in mind, but not me.
I didn't get that joke, but okay.
I believe we were created to add value to...
He's right, guys. The AWS and everybody else that has internet services, they're all here just like, we want to kill everybody. We're coming for your kids. But Ash, he doesn't have that mindset. So we're lucky.
Everybody, not to take value or not to take away value from anyone. Okay, so 3 hours and a half if you see the clock at the top.
That was when he got all excited about how long they had been streaming for, which I find kind of funny. He was like, we've been here for 3.5 hours. I've given you 3.5 hours of my time. You see what I'm doing? See how amazing I am being here for 3.5 hours? I've been here for 3.5 hours, by the way. Look at the time. It's been 3.5 hours that I've been here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, we get it, Ash. Thank you. We all know you're so busy. So busy. Big CEO over here. You know, don't ask him about the medical insurance, though, guys. All right, or else he'll, you know, take out the knife. You don't want that. Mark says, even if I believed it on passive, I don't think I could be on this panel, as I just couldn't keep a straight and serious face listening to this buffoon. Yeah, I tried to go up on a panel once and talk to Ash. It went swimmingly well. Numbers!
So fewer people paid the full price, whether the 190 or the 240. So I would imagine the vast majority are founding members of the 1 million subscribers, paid members.
Okay.
I'm not,
All right.
again, I'm not chasing the numbers or the clock or the meter. I just work till it's done.
Okay.
Happy with the outcome. So almost 4 hours. I mean, we can do something.
Sounds
We can
good,
dance.
Ash. Let's let Gooseman go for the last one, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Again, I had to show you guys. He really started counting. Then he was like, I've been here for 4 hours, guys. Did you notice I've been here for 4 hours? Yeah, 1 million people in this thing, all of them paid customers. I still can't pay you, though, but I have 1 million paid customers here, yep. And I've been on this webinar for 4 hours. 4 hours I've been here. Do you guys see how much time I've spent being here as a busy CEO? I've been here for 4 hours. It's like, Jesus, Ash. Okay, we get it. Bit busy. The next part is Dr. Ayman Rashid is... Who?
Hello, Mr. Ash. Thanks for all you do. God's blessings always. Can you please expand a bit more on Dr. Rashid and his role in Onpassive? Thanks.
Can you please expand a little more on Dr. Rashid? Ayman, the new guy. You know, the guy that leaked the tech meeting that Ash wants to blame us for leaking when it was actually him. Take it up with him, Ash. Hello, Ash? Yeah, no, she asked you. Now she's laughing at you.
Shoe size, underwear color, like exactly.
Yeah, so funny. Yeah, we wanted his underwear size. That was a weird place to take this, but okay.
40 years experience in technology, was my teacher. 30.
Wait, 4 years? It sounded like he said 4. I think he wanted to say 40 years of experience. Was my teacher.
7 years ago. First exposure to the internet, or not to the internet, to the computer machines.
Them computer machines? You guys ever go and use one of them computer machines? I'll be using them computer machines the whole time. I love me my computer machines.
Well connected globally.
With my computer machine.
Professor, high education. He discusses PhDs and master thesis, PhD theses, and many of his graduates selected graduate.
I was like, what is he talking about? He really doesn't know what it means to have your PhD or what a thesis is, does he? He's like, yeah, he's a professor. He discusses theses of people with PhDs. Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing work he does.
Students are following him, and he's hand-selecting some of them to be onboarded with us. So we're forming even a stronger team in AI and IT.
Yeah, apparently he's bringing a whole team with him now as well. It's not just him that joined. No. Whole team.
Because of him. So we're blessed that he's with us.
So blessed.
We talked about him a little bit more yesterday. on 360, but maybe.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little weird. Can I say that? He's like your token PhD dude. It's very bizarre. I don't like how often we talk about him. It's just very strange because like you don't talk about anybody else that like signs up and then does that. So I don't get it.
Was not recorded.
Oh, toxic.
He had to relocate. He's a full-time AI consultant with Onpassive. He wanted to sleep at the office. No joke. It's a truth.
He was homeless. Lives in his car like Ferg. He's homeless. He just like wanted to sleep at the office. I'm like, what are you talking about? This never happened. He never asked to do this, but okay. A little weird? How about a lot weird? I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks it's getting weird. Right? It's like every single stream since the poor man signed up for this thing and joined their tech team. He's being like paraded around as like a token PhD professor. It's just so weird. I'm like, they don't act like that when anyone else joins, you know? Any other tech person? We don't know that much about them. It's only Muhammad Kamal and now this Ayman guy. It's a little weird.
Fact that he said, I would like my bed at the office. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, extremely knowledgeable, well-connected. You can't ask for more.
Yeah, he's so knowledgeable and well-connected. But he chose to work at Onpassive. Yeah, I'm going to believe that. Sure thing.
The law of attraction, Mr. Ash.
Yes. And again, he can do this for no money. The passion.
He can do this for no money. The passion. And all of them are just sitting there like, it's okay, guys. He's working for free. He can do this just for passion. He's getting paid in passion. You know, artists get paid in exposure. Well, he's paying in passion, guys. That must be it.
We go back to the same, like, curiosity. Why would somebody leave what they're doing and come and join Onpassive? This is what I believe. Is he seeing something different? Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you guys might not remember, but the way that question was laid out was all like, very stuck-uppy about Onpassive. And then how the actual question got asked was more about who is Ayman Rashid. But the way that they wrote it in the document we just read, it was all like, fuck, how did they word it? They were like, what makes people leave their very prestigious jobs and then come work here at Onpassive? Remember that one? That was another one where I was like, guys, remember how they're wording this question. And that's not at all what she said. Her question wasn't, we have all of these amazing minds that have left their very prestigious jobs and all chosen to come here and work for you, Ash. What do you think brings them here? What is so amazing about Onpassive that makes all of them want to work here? It was like, not at all the question. He's actually the one that brings it up in that way. You know what I mean? Very manipulative, Janet. And then I just go into, we won't do that. Let's do the time war. Onpassive, cure for cancer.
We have a question from Pat Perrin.
Yes.
Shout out to Scam Passive for having this clip.
She's asking about the breather. Okay,
yes, breather.
So let's put it this way, Pat, and everybody else. So we have created a device. Oh no, that's gonna get me in trouble. Well, let's put it that way.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what it does and why and all the details. So it's done, and I think it's been nearly 2 years or so. Okay, done.
So for 2 years, A device is done. And Ash promises this is not at all an illegal medical claim, but he does have the cure for cancer this way.
All right? Completely done. But we haven't done mass production and we didn't strategize a market plan for it. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. So the product that you and I know, Pat, and everybody, okay, which is
Remember, she brought up the O Breathe.
the breather,
O Breathe.
concentrator machine that runs pretty much for a lifetime.
You got that right, Violet says. But he's not going to release the device so Pat Parrott can just die in the meantime? I guess so. She kind of needs that oxygen right now, but just hold on. There, have some patience. O Connect has to come out first, He has this planned out.
That is done as a prototype, as individual tests. You understand? But we didn't do that in mass production.
So you're beta testing a prototype that works kind of like an oxygen mask? And Marty Joe says. Ricardo says, Andy Burks believes that the earth is flat because he has flat feet. He needs no further proof. He also has a flat brain.
Nor had a plan how to roll it out. It just, I guess, it's either not a priority or not the mass or massive demand as it would.
So this is a clip here that Scamp hasn't put up that says the oxygen concentrator market is experiencing significant growth. The global oxygen concentrators market size is projected to reach 5,267.5 million by 2027. All right. It was over 3,535 million in 2022. So as you can see, the market, it's necessary. All right, it's necessary.
Would have been during the pandemic. And in that...
Right, he only has one of them. He's made one.
I really oppose the profitability aspect of it. I feel like we should just produce them and give them away. See, do a head count, how many people in the world need it, ship them, everybody. Maybe we can make that a project in on O Bless.
Yes, that's what we need. Please, along with all of the water filtration systems that you promised to build and the data centers and internet you promised to fucking give people. What else do we want? We want to now promise people oxygen. Yeah, no, let's do that too. That sounds great. The exact number of people who need an oxygen concentrator is unknown. However, the World Health Organization reports that chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, COPD, is the third leading cause of death, accounting for over 3.33 million fatalities. Additionally, the global impact of respiratory disease study indicates that around 200 million people suffer from COPD globally. These figures suggest that a significant number of people worldwide may require oxygen concentrators due to respiratory conditions. I will be one when I am older. Yeah, but only if O Connect launches first. Of course, that has to happen before anything else happens at all.
We go
obviously
to analytics. How many people are in need? Get their addresses. Get the database. Is it reasonable? I make it on me and ship it to everybody, or we can create a campaign if it's overwhelming. In O Bless, and everybody gets a device and they breathe for life.
Yeah, they're just gonna make oxygen concentrators for every single person in the entire world, guys. You get an oxygen tank, and you get one, and you get one. Yeah, no, because it doesn't cost anything to make them, right? And there is no way to get them for free.
Oxygen, guys.
Ash,
how do you want me to sell that?
If you took that device to
know what? You're right, Ash. People are homeless even. Why do they sell houses? We should all just get a house. Everyone has to wipe their ass. We should all get toilet paper for free every month. And we should all get tampons if we're women every month as well. Sanitary napkins, whatever else we need. Makeup. We all have to wear makeup. That should be free. Everyone drives. I mean, what's the point in making people buy gas? And big bang boom, communism.
The NBRC National Conference, which is done once a year in the United States, and get the feedback from therapists and organizations across the United States. It would be
Okay, I have more than that. I don't want to get into it, but I also have something about cancer. Okay, and
oh my God. Not only does he have Breathe ready for the people that have COPD or other breathing issues. No. He has oxygen for everyone, but there's also something that has to do with cancer.
If I put any information out to the public at the moment, my life is at the line. That's the problem. The other thing is
Care Joe says. So he says if he told the public his life is on the line. Remember when he was talking about his life being on the line and what we read through? Onpassive releases HUT for your housing needs. Oh no, cancer. That's so below the belt, even for Ash. Oh, there is nothing below the belt for Ash.
I think the breather is not just about the medical benefit and component and, FDA,
Does he mention medical insurance in any of this? Because that's allegedly what the question was that was asked here.
corruption and crap. I care less about that because it does work and it does save life and it's inexpensive and it can last lifetime.
Oh,
so it goes completely at the opposite of the logic of the medical system that we have, which is to make money and suck your blood, and who cares about your health? That's how it.
Oh my God, he's come up with an entire medical system, and if he releases it to the world, they're going to come get him with the AWS.
Goes. So if they know it will be exposing the other breakthrough that we have about the energy side. You understand?
I got it.
And that's something I'm not ready to give it out. That's probably a big reason.
Oh, there's a good reason, is there? Would that be because you're full of shit? I hope so.
If anybody thinks there's no solution to everything or disease or sickness that we have, again, they have been on a picnic away from planet Earth for the last century. We have anything has a solution. It just.
Oh my God! What do you mean? Anything has a solution?
But there's not a will to bring that to usability. Don't get me going, please. Yeah, because you know how I feel. I'm sure you feel the same way, Key.
Yeah.
You know it inside.
Yes.
But like Len said, that's one of the things I believe. Sometime from now, we will make it better. If I tell you my objective for this target and purpose tonight, I'll be assassinated. I think that should give you the answer.
Okay. Thank you, Ash.
He's gonna be assassinated! Yeah, so as you see, it didn't really go the way that they claimed it did and what we read through, right? But yeah, Ash has come up with the solution for all diseases, all right, and all healthcare. Don't worry, but he can't tell us about it right now because he'll be assassinated. Because Big Pharma wants to steal your money. Just like the AWS wants to come for your children.
Right, great, wonderful. Thank you.
They don't like what we are doing.
And she's like, thank you. Thank you so much for answering my question. Thank Thank you. Thank you. That was so great. Perfect answer. I'm like, he didn't answer a thing, but okay. Just look at the panelists and try to say critical thinking. Not so easy. Is he going to stop the war in Ukraine? Maybe once OConnect launches. That has to happen first, It's all in order. His new world order. Well, I can say it, but I wouldn't believe it, right? Onpassive will keep you poor with their solutions. Sherry has just risen from the dead. All hail Sherry.
Period.
Gotcha.
And it's a big industry.
Now we get into the part about payments, and this is when people get a little...
Charles has a comment to make, but we go to Niraj. Niraj has a question and hopefully a question. And then we go to Charles. Niraj, please.
First of all, thank you, Minu, and thank you, Ron, for the invitation. And yes, it's a question and it's a related question. So my first question, sir, is about the bulk payments. My question was, is the test complete of 100 people? And if yes, then the other payments, from which email are they coming? Because a lot of people are getting spams or not understanding whether it is a spam or it is related to the same. So if you could throw some light on that.
I'm glad. Thank you so much, Nina.
So what are the payments coming in? What email? It is pretty much what we read, right? I mean, that was the question we read. It was pretty much what he said, for once.
We're aware of it. Okay. In general, don't ever pay money to get money. If somebody's trying to abuse your email by saying pay this because you're gonna get that, don't ever pay that.
Again, remember, he told them that their payments were gonna come in the email, right? They're the ones that said we're paying 100 people. If you're one of them, you'll get an email. That's the email he's referring to, right?
Onpassive doesn't ask you to pay money by email. Okay? And if anything happens, we will always give you heads up to that. You can only just use your cart from the main marketplace. That's how you can subscribe to our product, and that's the only way. So we don't send email, we don't put a pop-up or Facebook or Ash is like collecting. None of that is genuine. All of it, scam. You see the headline, delete, don't read.
Yeah, no, everything's a scam if you get it in your email. So if I was this gentleman, I would be like so confused, right? I'd be like, hey, you told us that you were paying us and that it would be in our email if you were paying us. And now you're literally like, no, if somebody says they're paying in the email, they're a scam. Is this just like some Freudian slippage happening here where Ash is like, listen, I know I said I'd pay you in your email. I was totally scamming you. As you can see, you haven't gotten a cent. Don't invest $97 to get money, right? Yeah, like he's basically saying, like calling himself out. He's like, you guys never pay money to make money. But make sure that you buy OConnect in order for you to make money off that. It's like, what? Don't trust emails that tell you that they're paying you. By the way, I will be sending you an email that will let you know that we are paying you. It's like, what? I would be so confused if I was somebody in this thing. I'd be like, what is he even talking about now? Like now he's acting like there's random scam emails coming in. That's not what was said here.
I would never ask you for money. I don't even access Facebook. I don't use it. I'm not going to send you an email to ask you for money. Not the company is going to do that. There's a marketplace, proper shopping cart, checkout.
Marketplace.
The system. That's the only way.
See, okay, so marketplace, which again, okay, supposed to be the O wallet, which is separate. The marketplace is where you buy the products. You know what I'm saying? If you go in the OES, they have like the marketplace. That's where you go to buy the products. It's like the shop, right? The O wallet is different. So I'm not really sure why he meshed those two things together right now. You know what I'm saying? But now he's all like, yeah, no, you're going to go there into the marketplace and then get it from your oat wallet. But like, there's no way to do that. They don't have a merchant. You can't get anything from anywhere.
All right? Don't respond to anybody.
Okay, Joe.
Nobody's going to collect money on our behalf. Now, the bulk mail had some issues. That's why we had to pause it. So
the bulk mail had some issues, so we had to pause it. No email equals don't expect pay. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what they were told at the beginning of this whole payment thing, right? Because why pay out everyone when you can send 100 people an email and then those are the 100 people that get paid? Which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Whatever.
So we had issues. We paused it, and
the bulk email had issues, so we paused it. It's like, okay. It's weird that it would have issues because it should have came from Omail, which is their own email client. So again, that's their issues then. Just bringing that up. Not only that, but again, how many issues can you have with sending out a fucking bulk email? Like, for real, though. That just means you're sending out an email to all 100 people at the same time, let's say, right? Say we're going to pay 100 people. So I'm assuming 100 emails, right? Like Mark says, the bulk mail would be 100 payouts. They say we're going to pay 100 people. So you're sending one bulk email then, you would assume, to 100 people. I mean, how do you fuck that up? It's like, sir, this is literally like you're running a tech company. Can you please explain? Like, I don't understand. Sherry didn't realize that you had to be dead before you could be cryogenically preserved. She wanted to be like Amy Carlson, okay? She really wanted them to decorate her with Christmas lights. Bulk email issues equals spam. Now, see, maybe, again, their O-mail is still seen as spam and it's fucking up or something. That would, again, though, be their problem. You know what I'm saying? Because that's through their own O-mail.
If all goes well with the backup plan, we might not need to send that email. It will be through or verify in the back office, so we bypass sending that link by email.
So now there's no link in the email. 100 people are not getting an email. They never were. Which I feel like this is the first time he's really telling them that. Like they put out into the world that 100 people were going to get paid with this email, and then just nothing was said about it. In fact, if it was brought up, they kept saying, oh, people are getting paid. People are definitely getting paid. Yeah, those people are getting paid. And now all of a sudden, here we are March 1st on a webinar, right? And Ash is going, no, we put a stop to all that. And I'm like, well, obviously you forgot to let them know. Like, if you're going to put a stop to that, you should then put out in the back office a notice that says, I know that I recently stated I was going to be paying 100 people and to wait for an email and to keep checking your emails over and over again. We all heard Marty telling people, check your emails. Check your emails. Every hour, keep checking. It could be in there. Your payment, keep checking it. It's like, well, you have to then let them know that, yeah, I know I said that, but unfortunately something went wrong with the bulk email and we've had to put a pause on that. You have to let these people know. That's not them being nosy. That's not them bugging you to know what's going on or whatever else you want to claim it. That's just you being respectful of these people. Like, they've spent the last several weeks checking their emails over and over again, thinking that this email is going to come in that you put a pause on weeks ago, probably even a month or two ago. Because this has been going on since, like, December. Right? So, like, they've been checking their email for a few months now. So it's like, when did you pause it? And, like, why didn't you tell anyone? Scam Chan says, what purpose does the OES serve if they can't get direct messages there? Right? It's just kind of a place where everything is, and you go back there to see everything all in one place, I guess you could say. But there is a spot where Ash can put out bulletins to everyone, right? They do it when they have a corporate webinar. Everyone got one for this webinar, believe it or not. Set it in the back office with a link and all that. So when he paused these emails and this payment, he could have put out a message to everyone, letting them know. And he should have, you know? I'm in the middle where Ash says he'll be assassinated. Is there any bizarre thing he won't dare say? I guess not. No, there's not. AWS is the mafia and they're coming for your children. He says that too. Scam Chan said payments direct to wallets don't need an email before sending payments, right? And that's what I mean when I say Ash always makes everything overly complicated when he doesn't fucking have to. Perfect example of it, right? It's like, okay, so you're supposed to pay somebody. So are you going to just put that money in their wallet that you have full access to because it's your product that you created the wallet, right? So all you have to do is transfer it in there. But why do that when you can instead send everyone out like a mass email, make them click on it, fill in extra information, and then go and check their wallet for a payout? And he's like, yeah, no, we should do the latter one. That for sure makes things easier for everyone. And it's like, God, why can't you just fucking do it simple? Just one time. Like, this shouldn't be rocket science. How to pay people commissions in your MLM. Do you know how many MLMs there are in the universe that have figured this out within 5 years? Within 5 days of them being open. I mean, for real though. Lots. There's probably over 1 million MLM companies in our world. And all of them have managed to figure this out. Except for this one. I'm like, come on, Onpassive. When you look at this panel, you can't but worry just how many villages are missing their idiots. Well, at least they're all amused, right? Because, I mean, then they can't be causing shit in the village if they have to be on webinars for 12 hours a day. So those villagers are probably like, yeah, no, we actually kind of like Onpassive. It keeps the people busy. It kind of sucks about that bringing out the AWS mafia that comes for our children. But we do have O-Tracker. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. Onpassive may have emptied entire institutions for the criminally nonsensical. Maybe. That would explain a lot.
It was a little bit, I would say, inconvenient and difficult. It's not user-friendly. And
nothing is user-friendly. Nothing, according to Ash. Nothing else is user. He's the one that's user-friendly.
For that reason, we paused it.
It wasn't user-friendly, so we paused it. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You sent out a mass email to get payments. And the email wasn't user-friendly? The way to get the payment wasn't user-friendly? Checking the email like O-mail wasn't user-friendly? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Is he talking about the whole wallet and your payment and Verify? And like his version of those weren't? Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
The truth, okay?
Literally, it's the truth.
The second or the next upcoming one,
I could never play 2 truths and a lie with this guy. I would have no fucking clue. I would lose. I'd be done. Ash could come out here and be like, there's unicorns shitting in my backyard right now. Connect will be out next week. And also, Staff is a done deal, and people are beta testing it right now. And I'd be like, I don't know which one is the truth and which ones are the lies. I got no clue.
Bulk mail, rather it will be handling all in one, without having to go through the scaling issue. I think within a short period, I'll be able to address, go check, everybody's paid out, 100%. Very, very close to that, okay?
He's so close to everybody getting paid out. He promises 100%. Just be patient.
So we're going to clear things out without having to stage it, as previously we did, with a better option, without the need to go and do the KYC by email for an external company.
See, so then you find out that maybe it was the KYC that he was sending out via email, and maybe the KYC found out he was a scam and didn't want to work with him. And that's the real reason why, right? Is that he has no way to do that. So no merchant will work with him then.
It was not my preference, but I took that over zero. At the time, we had nothing. So I needed to get that, moving, at least slower, more difficult, but better than zero, okay?
But then it was zero because then you paused it. So I don't really know what you're talking about. It's not like 100 people got paid.
So we, it's not a difficult choice, but because it was not smooth, so we decided to halt that.
Perhaps we should play Spot the Fool. Everyone would be a winner.
Thank you very much.
And good news for India, we will be able to pay bulk in those cards. You would have to order the card. It will be by order. And
yeah, order the card, which probably means, guess what? You'd have to pay for it. There'd be a fee for it, probably.
It's an option. You don't have to.
You don't have to. It's an option.
Our goal also to have net pay.
Internet banking.
What do you call it? Net banking.
Net banking. See?
In India. So
they don't have any, I guess.
Our goal to have that, so it will be instant, but
he's going to bring net banking to India. Then he'll definitely be able to pay them after that, guys. It's all going to happen after OConnect is released.
It's limited to a daily 100,000 Indian rupee, INR.
Yeah, it's limited to that. I'm so sure. I don't think anyone else gets it limited. Do you want to elaborate as to why yours would be so limited, Ash?
That is the rule. But we are going to give options, okay? So we'll
What's
give you
rule?
the net banking, we'll give you the card.
Apparently no business in India can ever make over 100,000 rupees. It's the rule.
With everything they did to me, India, I'm still spoiling them. But I guess love is powerful.
So Ash, I will also get, I'm Indian or here in Canada?
You have a good advantage. You can play Indian when you need to. And you can play Canadian when they're in trouble. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
If you're giving...
Oh, my God. Why, Ash? Why did you have to say something like that? Why are you so cringy?
Money over there, I'll go to India. Then when you're giving money here, I'll come here.
That was just too much.
Okay, with that.
Yeah, with that, that's all you need, huh? Yeah, we need to cut that conversation off right there. Stricardo says Sherry drinks half a pint of Rohypnol before she goes out and cruises the local bars. And this is the last clip for all of you. Don't you worry. And as you can see, I just titled it More BS. This is kind of how we wrap things up. I felt like when we were reading through it all and now listening to all of this, I was like, it doesn't really wrap up nicely at the end. So how did they kind of like wrap this up, if you will? I was interested. And it's just with more BS. Of course. What else would it be?
Well, thank you, Ron and everyone.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So according to the terms and conditions in our agreement, it was up to 3 hours for my $4 wage.
Check's in the mail, buddy.
So things have changed, okay?
And Mr. Ash, I second everything that Ron said. It's absolute pleasure. It's beyond being blessed beyond belief. Thank you so much.
Are you
Love
scared of
all.
flight, Ron?
Thank you.
Am I scared of what?
Flight. Can you fly?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything.
All right.
I carry a gun.
Next year we're gonna have. I like that, but not on the airplane. Okay. So next year, why don't you start planning to be at the event? This probably was a short notice.
I would love that. I would love that.
So
I feel like everything in Onpassive is on short notice, like even Chris's trip. You know what I mean? And this is just all very weird to me.
By the
don't
way,
go anywhere.
I
Don't
do
quit,
personal.
Don't die. All right. And,
I do personal security, Ash. Yeah, just in case, to throw.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's a lie? He just carries a gun around at all times.
That in there, so.
All right. Anybody want to be your friend? Definitely. I
Thanks
have
again, Ash.
2 criminals live in my house.
Hey,
I mean, is it a lie? No, he's not lying. He and his wife are criminals. They have stolen $108 million minimum from the O founders and spent it on themselves. So that might be the first bit of truth that Ash has ever spoken. He has 2 criminals living in his house.
you said earlier that company will steal your children. I thought, there you go.
Right?
There you go.
See, maybe it's just wishful thinking on his part.
That is so true.
He did say that the AWS is a mafia. They're going to come steal our children.
Had fun. It was pleasure. It was unplanned. I don't come.
He always does that. It was unplanned. I'm like, sure. They knew you were coming, so how did you not know you were coming? If Negs is packing, maybe that guy does also. Who let Negs pack? What the fuck is wrong with you, DC? You lost your fucking mind? It's the last person. See, this is why I don't live in the USA, okay? Here, you wouldn't be able to do that with a record. All right? You can't get a gun. Unless it's for hunting. Then you gotta have your hunting license. And even then, I think it still fucks with you. Usually, though, once you get a record here, they won't even let you. He definitely has a record. I just no thank you. I would trust Ron with one before I would trust the other Ron with one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here with a script.
Oh, Ron, yes. Ron Corbin, no.
Mostly take notes. So think.
See, like, take notes. From what? From the bullshit that I just tried to read through to everyone in this live stream? Because, so those notes.
We can improve and apply. I don't have to prepare.
Okay.
Took half an hour for DeGarmo. He's not feeling well, so we pray he will be better tomorrow. To get.
Like, oh my god, Marty missed one stream. You know what I mean? Like, one time Marty isn't there. This is that obligation that Marty feels and that, like, Chris feels and all of them, like, I know we joke a lot about it and stuff here, but it is kind of sad to see. It's like Marty's not feeling good. He doesn't go to one webinar like this that Ash shows up for. And he always gets like shamed at the end. And he probably does feel bad for being sick and not being present here. You know what I mean? It's just kind of shitty, you know? It's just kind of shitty.
The list of the questions and we did them on the fly. So it just, there's no need to.
We did them on the fly. We read through them. Seeing them in writing is quite different than hearing them, you know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of do both in a way. The questions were very much planned questions. Okay, in order to get up on the webinar here, you have to basically let them know that you want up. They'll ask you what you want up for, what you're asking, and everything's pre-approved. It's never just random people raising their hands and getting pulled up. Even when I went up, all right, Chris McNair and had to like get a hold of someone there. It was either Chris or Marty. I don't remember which one. And then one of them, like, you know, kind of orchestrated it. They were like, only if she promises to behave and only if she's nice and asks us decent questions. And I had to like agree to that before I would go up there. And he had to come back to me and be like, all right, they said that they'll send you the link for it, but you have to agree to these things. And I was like, of course. Yeah, no, I don't agree to anything like that, but I will to get up. We just saw how it went. But you see, like, the O founders that are in this cult, they're not like me, okay? They're not going to be agreeing to it and then get up there and ask something else and push some buttons and whatnot, if you will, you know, kind of ask them the hard questions when they show up, right? That's not going to happen. They're going to change their questions. So if they go to put them through and Ash or one of these guys don't like it, they say that sounds a little too negative, you know, then they might not. I am surprised by some of the questions here because in the past, usually even the word payment just gets you banned. If you're in the chat, okay, and you mention it, they're like, beep, they kick you out. So I am kind of like surprised, but at the same time, I think that was planned because they are trying to make it seem like it was very unplanned and like people are just randomly coming up and asking questions. So that was their way of kind of hiding that it's all planned out, if you will. But even those questions, how they were worded is very different than how like I would ask them or how one of you guys in the chat would ask them. I am evil. I own it proudly. You know what I mean? Like you guys would ask it very straight up, blunt, honest. The way that it's asked by an O founder, it always is something like, Ash, we know that you're so amazing for making the O wallet, but when will I see money in it? You know, like there has to be some sucking up or it has to be said in a certain way. It's just a lot of information control with behavior control here.
Read or to prepare for something, it's second nature to me. And I live for this. There's nothing else I would do in my life but this. And it's not a try, it is being done. Right. There's more than one plan for it to be done. So make no mistake, if you think it may happen or may not happen, I know for sure you're going to die and Onpassive will happen. Death is guaranteed. And of course, taxes and
you know, like, did we just like cross over to being a doomsday call? What is going on here? Death is guaranteed. Yes, eventually we all die. Very good. I really do hope that these people in Onpassive don't end up dying before they fucking get paid, though, Ash. So you want to hurry up, please?
But the failure of Onpassive is going to definitely bug you if that's what you're wishing for those haters.
It's not an option.
Yes. Success.
Those damn haters. Who are the people that don't want this to succeed? Can I talk to them? I would like to just get, because apparently you got a whole other group of haters out here because myself, the recovering Hunbot, I'm sure even if you ask Spencer, he would say, I didn't make the video because I don't want them to do any of the shit that they say they're going to do. It's because they say they're going to do it and then they don't do it. Ash makes these big, huge promises and then doesn't do it. And then nobody holds him accountable. I made the video to hold him accountable and to warn other people of it. Okay, it's because we want it to get done. We want you, when you say out here to all these people, I am building data centers. I'm not sitting here going, oh, that stupid Ash, I hope he never builds a fucking data center in his whole life. No. What we're thinking when we hear that, and you guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong in speaking for you with this, But what we think is, oh shit, I hope he actually follows through with this. Otherwise, kind of cruel to come out here, keep promising these things, and then not deliver a single one. Right? We're constantly, all right, kind of like on the edge of our seats, waiting for it to actually happen. You know, you say, oh, Connect's going viral, and we're kind of like, would love to see it. You guys, if they go viral, we all go viral. You know that, right? I got you all. I got you. So, you know, like, it's not like, oh, we want you to fail. It's the opposite. But you have to be realistic, and you're not realistic. And it's like, no matter how many times we try to explain that to you, you don't understand it. It's like, it's fine to want to have this tech company. It's fine to want to build new, innovative technology. All kinds of people want to do that every day, and they do. Okay? All that is great. You know what? You could even do a startup company and get a bunch of people to pay money into it. I don't even have a problem with people doing that. But you have to actually do the things then. Okay? You can't build the company, tell a bunch of people they're going to be in this great startup tech company, right? And then just never make the technology and never ever pay them. And then just sit around every day doing 12-hour webinars that don't get anyone anywhere. That's what we have the problem with. All right? We want you to do the things. It's like if you're going to come out here and promise something, and there's a whole list of promises that Ash has made, right? Fucking do it. It's like Okonect's been supposed to be coming out for like 4 years. Will you just fucking make it and release it already? At the beginning of me covering this, we were just waiting for the company to launch. And it was like, oh my God, launch it. Hurry up and fucking launch it. Now, do it tomorrow. Hurry up and do it. We weren't saying, oh my God, it's going to be so awful if this company actually launches. We want these people to make their commissions. All right, I don't want them to be sitting here waiting month after month after month with you bleeding them for money for Oconnect and then not ever giving them a cent like you promised you would. Don't come out here, tell people in poorer countries than you, all right, that you're going to literally help their entire community with things like water filtration systems, building data centers to bring their community internet, giving them fucking generational wealth and all the likes. Don't do that. Promise them all that and then not even deliver on one of them. And have them waiting for 5 years, wondering why the fuck Oconnect hasn't dropped yet. That is what pisses us off. We don't like to see that. All right? It's like, damn it. If you could set up MLMs in a way that they weren't predatory and people actually were successful, that would be fucking fabulous. I'm not anti-MLM to that extent. And I don't believe the recovering Hunbot is either. It's the unethical business practices we have an issue with. Right? It's the predatory practices we have an issue with. It's the culty tactics that are used. And the way that the community can oftentimes turn into a cult. This one definitely has turned into a cult of personality around Ash. You could take away this whole company, and a lot of these people would probably still be here just because of Ash. That creates a whole nother issue in and of itself. Right? Those are the things we have an issue with. But we want it to be successful. So, like, if you got a whole group of people that are out here hating on you and trying to stop you from doing these things, I would like to speak to them. And just be like, what are you doing? You're fucking up our whole thing. Stop that. I'll help you take them down, Ash. How about it?
This is guaranteed for Onpassive because God seems to be in love with what we
And
do.
we all love that you come without a script and you speak from your heart. And we can tell that. We realize that,
TMJ.
and we cherish that. So
He said, what a relief that launch was.
Absolutely.
Everybody pray for the astronauts tomorrow.
That's pretty much where it ended. After this, he just kind of said goodbye. But that's how he wrapped it all up. And I was like, I don't like that, Ash. I don't like that. There was only like 2 minutes left of it after that. It got very much, this is the webinar we got to go to after this. And then there's another webinar at this place, and there's another one. And then they said goodbye and went, you don't need to see all that part. But that is how it kind of got wrapped up at the end. So there it is. That's about all the information that you need from the 5 hours. And I realize that I've made this 3 hours. And you might be thinking, Queen, it's only 2 hours shorter. But trust me, I would hope that this was a lot more fun for you to watch than their webinar. I would hope. Transforming the poor into more poor the Onpassive way, right? Right? Joe says he could start another business when Onpassive is shut down, and many of the founders will follow him. Exactly. And that's too bad. And that also explains how when the tech doesn't happen that he promises, a lot of you guys get really frustrated with people that are in this. Like, I've been covering this thing for a few years. We've gone through a few situations where it was like, oh, well, once they find out that they're lying about the FIFA sponsorship, then people will wake up and leave. And it was like, no, they'll probably still stay, guys. I'm sorry. This thing's more of a cult than it is an MLM at this point. So, no, they'll still stay. And then you guys are like, oh, well, if O-Connect doesn't actually drop by the end of December, then maybe a bunch of them will leave. And I'm like, no, not unless Ash leaves. Because unfortunately, and that's why. It's because of the fact that it's very much a cult of personality around him at this point. And he knows it. And he uses it against them. Right? He knows he could fuck up anything. And then come on, give a 5-hour speech like we just went through. And that these people will all be sitting there on their webinar all like, Ash is the most amazing person in the world, and just eating it up. And that's not good. You don't want a leader that's going to take advantage of you in that way. Unfortunately, though, these people don't really understand what they're involved in, I remember all the videos that told how things would change once the launch took place. And this is what I mean. This thing is like a roller coaster ride. Imagine being in it. We go through it out here, right? Like, we get very up and down. We get very excited. Like, okay, something might actually happen here that he says is going to happen. Like the launch. Maybe it will actually happen and something will change for the better here. Let's hope. But then nothing happens, and then we get let down when they get let down. Right? And for the people that are actually in this thing, it's way worse. But it's like a constant disappointment because it's constant promises. Exaggerated promises, even, right? I mean, some of them are outright loony, especially at this point, right? I mean, we've hit that point now. The last year, there's been a lot of real loony shit said and promises made. So it's all these broken promises, and then people just wait around, get let down when it doesn't happen. I mean, technically, this is what, the third release of O-Connect? I mean, if we're really being honest. Wonder if they are going to request a copyright strike on this video. But hey, we'll always have the memories. I don't think so. They really, really do want the leaked tech call taken down. Good news is on my community tab, there is the BitChute link for that video if you are interested. I also posted it in my Discord. So there is that. It is still up on BitChute. All of my stuff goes on there. And so because of that, there's still a copy out in the world. All right. My stuff will never be taken down forever. I always save copies of my videos. I saved a copy of that one because once Scam Passives got taken down, I was like, oh shit, I gotta make sure I have like every single thing for my copy. All right, including another downloaded version of the video that I just deleted off my computer because I uploaded it. We need to go get that back. So I like got it all back. I was like, all right, no, we can't delete this. All right, we got to keep all of this. BitChute is like another video. It's kind of like another YouTube. It's like another YouTube. The Recovering Hunbot, I believe, also has a BitChute account. She kind of does the same thing. So even if her video is taken down on here, if she is also uploading, Alonda, you maybe don't realize this, but then hers would also still be on her BitChute as well. Phase 20 is when things get serious. Yes, BitChute, though, is like a YouTube, but with a lot less rules, and it's a lot harder to get things taken down off of there. So I don't think Ash will be able to get the video taken down. Like, good luck copywriting on BitChute. Probably can't even do that. Which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it comes in handy in situations like this. If you cover things and people try to silence you, it comes in very handy to have that as well. But yeah, phase 20 is when things get serious. This is what I mean. Like, I mean, technically since December, they've updated, because all they're doing is an update on the O Connect. I know that they're acting like it's a whole new version, but I mean, I don't think that they're going to actually build a whole new version from the ground up. I'm not going to get into all that right now because I want to kind of wrap this up. But this is really just an update. So when you think about it, from December until now, it has been updated a few times already. So we kind of are in like phase 20 of the fucking launch. You know what I mean? We really need to get to the end of this launch. All right? We need to get to the end of this launch so that everything else can happen. Because apparently nothing can happen until O Connect is released, according to Ash. Is BitChute going to be hosted by Onpassive? That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty funny, actually. They would probably do that as a joke. I could see that. But no. But, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If I forgot something in this video that you think, like, oh, Queen, what? Wait, you missed Ash saying this part. Feel free to let me know. Hell, even put a timestamp of his 5-hour video in the comments down below and be like, we really, wanted you to react to this part. I tried to include everything. I had a couple of you guys tell me some things that you really want me to include in this, so I hope that I made you all very, very proud. It's hosted by Amway. Right. This time it's going to be quality. Yeah, before we were working on quantity. Now it's quality. So yeah, just let me know down below. And yeah, I plan on doing a video tomorrow. We have a video up for tomorrow. But I might do another Onpassive live if I have time in the afternoon. So stay tuned for that. I will share it. If that does happen, I should know by like the early afternoon. So do keep track of my community tab tomorrow. Did you go over the Google plugins part I was working? Yes, we did, sweetie. You can go check that one out. So guys, no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you are all having a fabulous Deleve stream highlights. This better not be Steve Deleve. I'll be so upset. Thanks. Thank you, Londa. I appreciate you. So yeah, no matter where you are, what you guys are doing, I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day. Stay tuned to the community tab tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know if I can go live in the afternoon. Otherwise, it will be Flat Earth Friday, and there is a video already set that my members are enjoying right now that you guys will get tomorrow. So there's that. And like always, I will share out our favorite song. Because over here, we're the ones. We're in it to win this. And I really am. I mean it when I say that. I will not stop covering Onpassive no matter how hard they try to stop me. until this thing is shut down. If it's alive for 20 years, I'll be here for 20 years doing these live streams. Be 20 years from now, I'll still be sitting here and we'll all be singing.